I actually had the best
Pickles.
time.
Pickles,
Okay,
what's
y'all.
up, man?
Cucumber.
Hello.
Actually, in a
Hi,
sense,
cucumber.
okay,
Hello.
y'all, let's
Yes.
define our teams. Chat,
I
who's
want
on whose
Johnny.
team here?
Johnny, why don't we team up? I don't think we've teamed up yet.
No, I want Johnny, my best friend.
Okay,
No,
fine. We can do
he's
Pickles.
my
Oh my
best friend.
god,
Wow.
Pickles has a doggo. You
Yeah,
see
no, we
that
can do me and
doggo?
Pickles versus Mermaid and Johnny.
That's
Okay.
good because
Now,
Pickles and
here's...
Johnny go at it.
Oh, we fight. Pickles, are you good? Are you set up over there?
It kinda. I mean, I probably have like 3 people watching.
Hello. Y'all, if any of you guys tuning in want to go over to any of the other streamers here, I'm not going to judge you. Feel more than happy to. But if you're staying on Team Johnny, W's.
Come over
W's.
here. Come with little old me.
All right, let me sort out the teams here. This is in part because Chris beat me in arm wrestling, and I got beef with that. But
Holy shit, man. We can run that back in Pennsylvania somewhere. It don't matter.
don't think I won't.
He said, don't think I won't. Yeah, but he's been doing bicep curls since we did that. Yeah.
All right, y'all. I just sent over the little
Let's do it.
battle invite. This is gonna be good. Ooh, whoopsies.
We can do it, guys.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay,
Let's
y'all.
do it.
So
Let's do it. Let's
here's
do
what
it,
we're
guys.
I'm gonna mute our opponents here. I'm gonna get a little bit of
Same.
music going.
Guys,
let
David
me
was
tell
the
y'all,
underdog
first
when he
off,
slayed
we
Goliath,
gotta beat
guys.
them.
We can do it. Let's start tapping.
I want everybody to
Thank you,
listen
guys.
to me.
All right, I'm muting them too. Chris.
Yo.
What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Are we about to?
We're gonna
are we about
try.
to destroy them? Someone says I got you, Pickles. Failed says I move over here. Let's go, guys. Let's fucking go. Let's go, guys.
Let's go,
Are we
guys.
winning right now?
True!
We're winning right now. No way. God.
They got me at a good time because I was already debating, and then I had just all the people stay. Guys, thank you for staying. Let's go ahead and pour it on. No mercy.
Oh
No
my
mercy.
God, chat. Oh my God. This is
No
gonna wake
mercy.
me up more than the coffee. Pickles, you got
Yeah.
this, guys. We got this. We got this.
Oh,
we
he's
did.
bringing the inflatable horse.
We did the.
That's
Oh
crazy.
no. Oh my
Uh-oh.
God. No. No.
No mercy, guys. No mercy.
Guys, that's not even fair. We can't let Johnny get away with that.
Hey, guys, bonus mission coming up in 50 seconds. Let's go, baby. We can close some
Uh-oh.
space here.
Oh,
Let's go.
the mustache,
Let's go.
thank you.
Let's go, guys. Pour it on. Pour it on. No mercy.
Thank you, Susie. Thank you so much. Charlie with the tiny Danny. Danny, thank you so much. Rent Head, thank you for the 99. Guys, if you got boxing gloves,
Oh,
save them
snap.
up. Save them up.
Jelly.
3 times. 3 times gifting coming. Gift
Hey,
25.50.
guys, start sending the gifts in because I'm kind of slowing the team down here, guys.
we hit
So let's go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
Guys, do 550. We're 550 in 41 seconds. Okay, we got it. All right, 3 times points. 3 points. Go.
3 times points, guys. Here we go.
Cash in, baby. Cash in.
Lock in, guys. Lock in. Yeah,
Apologize-
jellyfish. Let's go.
Apologize to your wife later, guys. Apologize to your wife later. Just pull the money out of the bank.
There we
Pull the
go,
money-
guys. Keep going.
Scotty with the travel in the U.S. Let's go. Fuck him up, chat.
There we go. Fuck that shit up, guys. Let's go.
High point
There we go,
items.
guys.
High point items. Brent with the
There we
galaxy.
go.
Let's
Thanks
go.
for the jellyfish. There we go, baby. There we go.
Let's go. We're gonna fucking
Let's
beat them.
go. Let's go. Keep it up, guys. Keep it up. Guys,
Fucking
pour it
beat them,
on.
guys. 17 seconds.
15 seconds.
Let's
Come
get
on.
a nice cushion. Let's get a nice cushion
Yes.
and let's beat they ass.
Let's go. Let's go.
I
9
love
seconds
this.
left, guys. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up.
I love waking up to winning. Redhead with the travel in the U.S.
Let's go. Oh, snap. We're still behind 30,000, guys.
No-
We can close
what?
it. What?
Who sniped us at the end?
Who the hell sniped that? That's
Who
cheating.
did
That's
that?
cheating.
We still have boxing gloves. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either. There we go, guys. Hey, guys, come on, pour it on.
Oh my God.
Somebody sniped towards the end of that. That's disrespectful.
Guys,
Sorry.
tell me who did that and I'll block them from my stream. Who did that?
That is insane. You said I'll block. Yeah, guys, let me know who it is too, so I can block them too, because that's disrespectful.
MT with the glowing jellyfish. Thank you so much.
Ah.
Guys, let's get it. Johnny has 76K. What an
It's
insane.
insane, bro. Guys, come on, guys.
The gloves
Let's
stay
pour it
for
on.
the end of the battle, says Scotty. Love Johnny. I love Johnny too, except for
Johnny's
at
great.
these moments. He
Yes,
sucks
thanks
so
for the
bad.
dragon head. Appreciate that. Keep at it, guys.
Love that.
Keep
love
at
that.
it. Guys, come on. We need to quite literally close this gap, right? This is about the biggest gap that looks like what's going to happen with the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act.
Oof.
Yeah, so guys, so come on, let's go. Let's go, guys. Come on.
It's hard for me to not say it.
Yeah, Johnny is just over here.
Oh my god, Johnny has 2,000 people in his stream, guys. It
Johnny's
doesn't matter.
already-
It doesn't matter. We're far cooler than those 2,000
Yeah.
people.
You know, guys, Johnny voted for Trump, by the way. So,
Ooh. Guys, why are y'all supporting that?
yeah, no, why are you guys supporting two people that voted for Trump? Mermaid and then Johnny.
Wow.
Yeah, no, you guys are giving all that shit
Johnny's
over to
camera
Trump's-
went out. What's going on here? Oh,
Oh,
he's
what
already
the
getting
hell?
ready to emote on us. He's already
Yeah,
getting ready to
no,
emote.
He's gonna
What a
he-
fucking butthead, dude. What a
Cheater.
butthead.
Russian interference.
Johnny said he'll dress as a horse. Oh my
That's
god.
crazy. Absolutely reckless.
I need to get a costume now. I need to get a costume to meme on Johnny. What kind of
Yeah.
costume should I get, chat? I'm on Amazon right now. I love you too, Susie. Thank you so much. I should get a maid outfit. I will never beat the allegations after a maid outfit, chat.
Maid outfit is insane. Oh, we're gonna see. We're gonna unmute them and see what type of shit they're gonna be talking. Okay. Thank you, MT. Thank you, Brent. Thank you, Vicky. That's
Guys, I'm following you back if you gifted to me as well. The top 10 gifters. Let's see who we got. We've got MT. Thank you so much. In first place, Vicky Powell in third place. I'm giving you a follow. Brent WPP. I'm giving you a follow. Thank you so much for second place. Rent Head Challenge Contributor. I'm sending you a follow as well. Chi, thank you so much in fifth place. Susie Given, I'm giving you a follow. Lovely Laney, of course, as always. Karina, and I think these people added boxing gloves, so thank you. Charlie in ninth, and Big Fluff. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. We did really good. Honestly, we did really good considering the numbers. Really good. We have a tenth of their size, and we got half of the points.
right.
All right, let me unmute them. Let's see what
Mm-hmm.
they're saying.
We will let you know when to drop one, and we'll tell you who to drop them. Okay? But don't leave. We're gonna need those in a minute because that's huge. I've never seen all top 3 MVPs get that same power up. That's a massive power up.
That's crazy.
June, Reality, Jillian, Tony, Suzanne, hi Lisa, and John. Oh, hey John, thank you so much for the love. I just followed y'all. Okay, so again, Minty Fresh, Meg's World, and Haley, y'all just got
Mods, ban everyone that he just mentioned from my stream. Thank you.
Pickles is so crazy.
There's gonna be a second round here. If we win this, I'm gonna do the Barbie girl dressed up as a horse,
Oh,
squeaking a
shit.
rubber chicken.
And
And
I'm
this
gonna
is the
like
first time I've done
emote
that.
with
I was gonna say
Johnny.
Johnny and
like,
Mermaid both voted for Trump, so that's where that's
Hey,
where
hey,
guys
hey!
get
I
for
would
going, by the
never.
way.
You're literally a Republican.
Would never.
Ew.
I would never. Although this
You're
one time I
literally a
met Eric
Republican.
Trump and I gave him the finger to his face, and then Secret Service told me that they're gonna imprison me.
W.
Okay,
So that
you
was
need
fun.
to stop doing stuff like that. Everybody, please, everybody,
let's do it,
recharge
guys.
right now. Everybody, recharge right now. Wait. Who did that?
Oh, whoopsies. Sorry.
Who did that? It was gonna be on the wrong side. Nope.
Guys, everybody do your stretches. Do your stretches. Come on, guys.
Okay, wait. It's the
Everybody
no. Wait,
stretch.
no. What happened?
No,
Withdrawal.
it's still doing
Why
it
is
wrong.
it doing this?
Wait, let
Why
me
is
try
he
to
doing
do
what?
it.
Hold on. Wait. I can get this. I can get this.
Okay. No.
You,
No. What the fudge? Hold on.
Wait, let me try to do it.
as I say, she
Okay,
just
I got
say
it. I got it.
okay.
Okay,
I was
there we
about to
go.
There we
say,
go. Okay. All right. We're good. What does
All
the
right, guys,
boxing
here we
gloves
go.
do when you drop a
Everybody,
boxing glove? Okay.
Now.
Oh my god, I'm like
Let's
twitching.
tap.
All right, guys,
Let me
here
show
we
you.
go.
Let me show you.
They're
So
over here cheating already.
everybody
by the
hold
way,
on
if
to
you
the
point that
boxing
out.
gloves who has
Here we go.
them.
Pour it on,
Meg's
guys.
World.
No mercy.
I'm
No
not
mercy.
gonna block Mermaid though. She's got some cool vibes.
She said, "I'm not gonna block.
She's
I'm
got
gonna
cool
block
vibes.
everybody else." Yeah.
I love you so
fuck.
much.
Guys, come on, guys. Let's not
Guys,
start off
we
rough, guys.
cannot
We don't
let
need that right
them
now.
win.
We do
They
not
are
need
gonna
that right
try.
now. We're gonna go ahead and
Pickles
get this
got
done.
like revenge all in his heart right.
Damn.
Wow,
guys.
I'm not gonna. Those allegations are nasty. I have revenge in my heart. Wow. Look at Johnny smiling. He almost has horns. He literally has horns growing out of his head right now.
Right.
Thank you guys so much. Tay with the puppy kisses. Guys, even if we lose and I get all puppy kisses, I'll be happy.
Right. That's absolutely insane, guys. Come on. We need to catch up. We got space. We got some voids to fill and all that stuff. Thank you.
All right.
For the corgi.
Guys, they're 18K. Hello?
Definitely Russian interference. Guys, come on. We need to pick the pace up here. Aw.
MT with the glowing jellyfish. Let's go. Can we get some big gifts? Let's see some gifts I've never seen before.
Right. Same.
I don't know if you can VPN into like China and get their gifts. I'd like to see some cool gifts, chat.
Yeah, we need to VPN to their coin reserve. Oh boy. It's okay, guys. It's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. So let's go ahead and finish strong here, right?
Rob,
it's okay.
Thank you for the dolphin. Thank you for the woodland wonder, Rob. I think it's a little. Don't worry. African Knight is here, chat. Don't worry. We got African Knight.
We need a savior.
Don't worry now. We're good.
Yeah,
Whatever.
because it's about to get spicy.
Guys, if you haven't gone over to Chris's as well and sent him gifts, let's or at least give him a follow and unfollow Mermaid and Johnny.
That's crazy.
Johnny's people have bottomless wallets. Dude, I don't know what it is. If he's putting ads out on Craigslist for these battles or what.
George Soros is over here giving him coins, which is cheating, by the way.
Someone said go feed your cats.
George Soros is cheating. It's cheating to help Johnny out, guys.
Gin Extra with the whale diving. Let's go, dude. This is not even fair. I don't know why I walked into this. I don't know why I signed up.
We walked into a slaughter.
No doubles? I don't know if we're going to get the doubles. I don't know. Honestly, they should give us triples.
Yeah.
For the handicap. This is insane.
Oh, shit.
Oh my gosh, chat. Yeah, guys, let's just take it.
They're definitely cheating, by the way.
Yeah, just don't fucking...
Blocking both of them after this.
Johnny's got the horse ready. Wow, dude. Oh my god. Charlie with the meteor shower. Let's go, dude. We're still only 20-something thousand points. 30,000?
A lot can happen in 90 seconds, guys. Come on.
Thank you for the puppy kisses. I love the puppy kisses, chat.
Josh Shapiro giving Johnny PA taxpayer dollars for TikTok battles is insane, by the way. Jeez, guys. Come on, guys. If we guys just remember, I just want to let you know that the Patriots were once down in the Super Bowl, 28-3 with like a quarter and a half to go. We can do it.
African with the unicorn fantasy. What even is that?
Oh snap!
Oh,
here we go.
Shit.
We're about to get this started. Here we go.
All right, this is the hot last minute, guys. Send it if you got it.
28
if you got it.
28-3, guys.
If you don't got it, don't send it.
Am I a Patriots fan? No. I'm a Ravens fan. Guys.
Do you remember when Bobby Boucher saved us from the Bourbon Bowl?
Yeah.
Do you remember we are down 15 points of Bobby Boucher?
I got the Trump supporters in the comments saying all the normal people are at work. Oh, man. Johnny brought home a horse to Texas. He probably did. They definitely cheated, guys. When I unmute them, I'm going to ask them what the quantity was from George Soros because you guys deserve an explanation for this.
Yeah, they played the stock. They had insider trading over there.
They did market manipulation.
They had Nancy Pelosi.
They had Nancy Pelosi over here.
Did you hear his last guest? He kept saying Nancy Pelosi. They had Nancy Pelosi.
So like how much did George Soros actually pay you guys for these damn coins?
Wow. African, thank you so much, bro. We got African in first place, Charlie in second,
and Gen Extra.
Gen Extra in Third MT, thank you so much. Karina, I'm gonna give you a follow. Proletariat, thank you.
Yeah.
Taylor, Susie, Fuzzard, Tay, thank y'all so much. Someone ban Chris's, or I'm just kidding. I wish we could see their top 3. Oh, I can.
Yeah. No. You can see their top 3. Yeah. You
Guys,
got Minty Fresh, Meg's World, and Andrew Falkers. Make sure you guys block those people now. Just
yeah, go ahead and block Minty Fresh, Andrew Folkerts, and Meg's World, 85. We didn't have doubles. I know. It's okay. We can't get it every time. It's all right.
Grace with the blue heart just followed you. Grace is from Texas. Hello, Grace. We were just in Texas.
Mhm.
Katie, thank you so much. Sherry just followed you. Reality, Dallas Daddy just followed you. And Lisa, thank you so much for the love. Y'all, thank you so much for the love.
Okay,
You
wait,
guys
let me
got
say my thank
crushed.
yous. Andrew, thank you so much. Grace, I love you so much. Reality, I love you so much. Lisa,
She
I
doesn't
love
love
you
you.
so much. Pixels is a hater. Leah, I love you so much. LOL.
She's thanking
Michi,
all of her
Janae.
Russian bots.
Oh
Yeah,
God, are
like
you kidding me? You're literally like the
yeah,
foreign
you
policy
guys
ambassador.
literally
You
had a
Russian
Telegram
bot.
group full of random VPN bots to give you guys coins.
Oh, that's crazy.
Mixed
Haters.
with George
That's
Soros
crazy.
money. Yeah.
Haters.
The absolute
Our
haters up here. You guys are the. You sound like Trump. All I needed was 11,000 more votes.
That's
You
fine
didn't
though, but I
get
mean,
it.
how
We
long did that arm wrestling
cheated.
match actually last? Like less than 30 seconds?
Wow, dude. Listen, it ain't my fault that you lost, right? You know, I can't help you here, man. I know. It's
We should
what
settle.
it is.
Let's do a tiebreaker. Me versus
Tiebreaker?
Mermaid.
There's
Two
no
versus
tie.
zero.
Yeah, no.
I'm talking
What
about
tie?
I'm talking about arm wrestling. I'll arm wrestle Mermaid for this one, guys.
I would take
Oh,
Mermaid
I'm
in
scared
that
to arm
Pickles,
wrestle Mermaid.
I will literally whoop you in an arm wrestling mat, okay?
one.
Mermaid's
LOL,
crazy
I'm
like
gonna
that.
come to NOLA so I can get fed. I want some food. I need some food, okay? Mal, do not do
Okay,
that.
wait. To confirm, some people were saying, did Chris vote for... Guys, none of us voted for Trump.
Guys,
None of us voted
we're
for
all
Trump, guys.
we quite literally all went to College Station to go stand up against fascism, right?
Mhm.
I was totally joking.
None of us voted for Trump. Chris did
Yeah.
not vote for Trump.
Yeah.
He just likes the American flag because we're Americans. We're real
Plus,
Americans,
this
not
is
the
the-
BS.
This is the flag that was in Afghanistan. That had nothing to
Yeah,
do. Yeah, so
That flag is important, actually.
very important.
All right. Well, I'm probably gonna dip out, and I'm gonna go start my debates, guys. Y'all.
W.
Y'all keep on
We love you, Pick.
doing your thing. I love y'all's.
Hey man, love you too, bro.
Pickles, we love you. Cucumber.
No, you don't, or else you wouldn't beat me so bad.
Sorry, Cucumber.
All right. Bye.
See you, man.
Yeah, that is not a way to make friends, chat. It's not a good way to start a friendship. Beating me in a battle twice, really bad. Da-da-da. All right, guys, we are gonna be doing. I don't even know if I should just restart for algo reasons. But if you guys tap the screen, let's get to like 100K. Let's see what happens. I'll put my thingy back up. Bloop. Hello?
Hello.
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
Oh yeah.
Okay. What do you like about Trump?
Immigration was a big one for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. You admit
Okay.
that? Can we meet in the middle and just say like the Biden-Harris administration kind of screwed immigration up?
How'd they do that?
They did it by not having enough enforcement at the border and allowing like 10 million illegal encounters.
Encounters mean that the people were met by border patrol personnel.
Yes, and they were apprehended, or they.
Yeah, so that means that they were twice as effective.
No, I don't
Right.
agree with that, because every other president has had around for every 4 years about 2 million encounters.
You can't measure the effectiveness of the border by looking at how many people came to the border. We can't stop people from coming to the border. We can look at how many people they expel versus how many people they accept. And Biden had a higher expel rates than Trump. He also deported more
I
people
think that's
than Trump.
funny that you can't stop, or you can't completely stop it to zero, but you can severely reduce it. And Trump has shown that that is possible just by
doing
having
heinous acts. Yeah. Heinous.
Heinous makes our country safer. Like,
It makes
you
us
call it
poorer too, and alone.
No.
Yeah, we have an 11% dip in tourism now, and we also have lost just about all of our allies on the world stage. So I think it was a bad trade-off, considering you probably can't name one thing that a migrant did to you or did to America that made it worth our while to do this.
I can name that the F substance is like the #1 killer of adult Americans.
Yeah, but you can't blame that on migrants because 86% of that was brought by U.S. citizens through the border.
Okay, well, undocumented immigration still has like a bad effect because it allows like these cartel groups to sneak in with everyone. Like when you have that many people coming to our border, like a lot more are going to sneak through because you're just projecting like, hey, anybody can come here and nothing's going to happen to you.
That's
like
not
that
a thing, though. Like, what we tried to do was we tried to pass a bill that would have given us more judges so that we could adjudicate claims, so that these asylum seekers, for instance, wouldn't wait for 6 years for their cases to be seen by a judge. But instead, they would have been reduced to 6 months, and that way they wouldn't have like a guaranteed 6-year vacation when they cross the border. And Trump stifled that. He called his friends in Congress and said, "Hey, don't pass that bill. I'm running on the border. I'm brainwashing everybody on the right about the border," and they want to see the mess.
Like, he's not brainwashing anybody. Anybody can look at the numbers. Anybody can show.
Yeah, I know, and none of you have, right? None of you have?
I have looked at all of the numbers.
Yeah, and how many people did Biden expel from the border as soon as they hit it?
He expelled a lot, but you can't say that he expelled more than Trump because Trump is doing a better job at preventing people from even wanting to come to the border illegally.
I still can say that he did a better job than Trump, and I can show you the numbers too.
There's no possible
and he also
way.
He deported 20,000 more people per month as well than Trump.
Yeah, because millions of more people are trying to come to the border illegally, so they're getting turned away at the border. You're acting like, oh, he deported more people than Trump. Trump is keeping
so the border's not wide open, right?
From coming to the border in the first place. Trump is keeping them from even coming.
Yeah, he's keeping everyone from coming. Nobody wants to come to America, even people that want to tour.
It's a 10% dip because there is like nationalistic trade negotiations going on. Like,
no, it's because they're afraid they won't be able to get back home, or they'll be sent to a prison arbitrarily because of Trump's crazy ICE people.
No, that's not true.
It's very true. I literally have people come up here every day and say, "Hey, I was going to come to the United States, but now I'm not because I'm afraid of the certain things happening while I'm there, not being able to come back." I have people that are here that are afraid to go visit home because they're here on a visa or a green card, and they're afraid they won't be able to get back in.
Well, they'll be just fine as long as they don't have any gang affiliations. Like, that's just crazy.
No, it's not just crazy. Trump is crazy.
Trump's crazy.
We can't predict what he's going to do. He's doing heinous shit. He's doing
That's
things
what makes
against...
him so effective.
Okay.
That's exactly what makes him a great president. That's why Putin didn't make moves while Trump was in president. Nobody wants to make a wrong move when President Trump is in office because he is a...
Everyone knows Trump is a goofball and he's easily manipulated, and Putin is now doing everything he wants to do. There's not one thing Trump has checked him on at all. In fact, he's enabled him.
No, the Democrat presidents are the ones that are manipulated because Putin and Xi and these guys, they don't have morals, they don't have ethics, and they know that Biden and these guys follow a certain set of rules and standards, and they're very well aware. So that's why they calculate to make their border invasions under Democrat presidents, because they know Obama wasn't going to come and defend.
What about now?
Crimea.
What about now? Trump's not done anything or said one mean thing to Putin since he's been in office. He's done nothing but enable him, opened the door wide open. He's made Ukraine look like an asshole. He stepped on Zelensky's head while he's drowning. That's it. He hasn't done anything against Putin. Putin hasn't fucking reeled anything in. He's lining up on the border of Lithuania right now, about to invade Lithuania.
Well, hold on, because Trump was the first one to ever give like meaningful support to Zelensky in his first term. Obama wouldn't give him any Javelin missiles. He let Crimea just get taken without a shot fired. And while Obama wouldn't give weapons to Zelensky, Trump did. He was the first president to do so. And so
You're talking about two different presidents. Zelensky wasn't in office during that time. You're talking about Poroshenko, and Poroshenko
yes.
was pro-Russia. That's why. That's why he didn't ask for any help. That's why he wouldn't give him any, because it was a very corrupt government, because it was Russian led. It was a pro-Russia government in Ukraine. That's why he wouldn't give him any weapons.
Who, Obama?
Yeah.
I thought his name was Yanukovych or something.
It probably was, yeah, Yanukovych.
And so when did they take Crimea? Under who?
Obama.
I'm saying what Ukrainian president? Wasn't it? I thought it was Zelensky. Or the...
It was Viktor Yanukovych, yeah.
Sure. Okay. Well, Trump's laying it out for what it is. Like, you guys lost Crimea. I don't know what you got. They want Trump to get it back for them. Trump is saying, hey, we can have a peace deal. You can keep Ukraine. You just gotta come to peace, like come to terms, like make people stop dying, because this
Make people stop
Russia-
dying?
What?
How about Putin can leave Ukraine? Trump does not care about people
How the
dying.
hell do you expect that to happen, though?
By saying, hey, you're an aggressor on the world stage. We don't allow that. It's 2025. You can't invade your neighbors anymore. We're gonna send aid to Ukraine until you fucking give in, because Putin's people are getting slaughtered. They're getting fucking absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, people are getting slaughtered on both sides, and that's the whole idea, is that they should stop getting slaughtered. And so I guess there's two ways that people look at this conflict.
Yeah, and one is being a Putin apologist, and one is being someone who stands up for the sovereignty of nations.
Yes, but military conflicts, they happen, and they've happened throughout history. They're never going to stop happening. You have to look at what the reality is, and the reality is that
We're about to start partaking in them. That's the reality. We're about to do Greenland. We're about to do the Panama. We're about to do God knows what, Canada. What are we gonna like? What are you smoking, man? Do you not see that Trump is making besties with all of the dictators? Bukele in El Salvador, he's taking notes. He's saying, "Hey, how did you do that? How did you become authoritarian? How did you do that? I want to do that."
You mean, how did he take one of the most dangerous countries in the world and turn it into one of the safest countries in the world?
Yeah, and
That
also
is legendary.
Legendary, maybe one way to put it, but also being in power in a way that he probably doesn't have to leave. That's what Trump wants to know. We don't have a problem with crime in the U.S. We have fairly mild crime here. We're not anywhere close to where El Salvador was when they had a fucking a huge T group problem.
Right. I mean, Trump's not doing the same thing as he's doing.
He's sending him to the same prison. People who
Illegal
literally
citizens.
who have no criminal background, we're sending them to a prison for $6 million a year.
You don't think, okay, just be real. Do you think this dude has affiliations with MS-13, this Kilmar guy? We just look at all the evidence.
You and I sitting here talking about this doesn't mean a goddamn thing, because it needs to be done in front of a judge, and that's what we're asking for.
Okay, you do realize that 75% of Obama's deportations never saw a judge.
Yeah, and the ACLU sued him, and we did something about it. And it wasn't because he did this thing that made that possible. He closed certain programs, which left a loophole for these things to take place.
Obama spoke that Obama pretty much says the same thing that Trump says.
No, he doesn't.
In the fact that you have to be more efficient. You can't give every single person a court date, because it's not plausible, especially when Biden had such a weak border stance and we were invaded by a couple
before
million.
we send people to prison, they need a date. They need to see a judge. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, that's
To one of the
fine.
worst prisons on earth.
Yeah. Um.
That's why no one's coming to the border. They don't want that. And that is
Yeah.
insane. That is human
I
rights
mean,
violations.
it's effective.
It's a
It's an
yeah.
effective
So is
deterrent.
chopping off arms and hands. We don't do that anymore, dude.
No, we don't. But we also do things that it just seems like what we do right now isn't enough of a deterrent to lower crime.
Immigrants are not making crime. In fact, they reduce our crime, by the way.
No, that's not true.
Non-citizens, yes, they do. They commit crime at a rate that's 1/3 that of a U.S. citizen. So if they were to flood the state of Texas right now and double the population, our crime rates would plummet to 1/3.
No, bro, they commit crime at over double the rate of legal immigrants.
What are you talking? Where did you get that?
From the Cato Institute.
Cato said this?
Yes.
Show me. That
It's
is
the
literally
same
false.
That's
literally
not false.
Yeah, in
No.
fact, I can show you the website where we only had 29 murders last year from undocumented migrants, and they make up 12 million people. Can you imagine a country of 12 million only have 29 murders in a year? That's the safest country on earth, immediately.
What's the rate for legal immigrants?
We had 17,000 people murdered last year in the United States. 40,000
17.
gun deaths.
I'm just referring to that one Cato Institute study that showed that the homicide rate for undocumented immigrants was 2.2 and legal immigrants was 1.0.
No, undocumented migrants don't even steal a stick of gum. They don't speed because they get deported.
What do you mean they don't do anything? Like, of course they do.
They don't want to be deported. No, they don't.
They just had the story came out about the 10-year-old girl that got
That's one.
raped.
That's one person.
in Lake and Riley. I mean,
that's
there's
two. Very good.
Okay, but there's plenty of cases like when you say undocumented migrants and they have a homicide rate of 2.2, that's higher
No,
than
it's 1/3. It's 1/3 in regards to violent crime, 1/4 when it comes to property crime. They do not commit. El Paso, one of the top 3 safest cities in the United States. It's on the border, man.
So when you're talking about like an average American, like what do you think of when you think of an average American? What does that person look like?
Like me, like you. I don't know.
Yeah. Average American is usually not in a gang. Average American is usually
The average immigrant's usually not in a gang either.
okay. But what I'm trying to say is that we do have a gang culture problem here.
What makes it a problem? What's the rate of gang that makes it a problem? Where did you see this?
Well, specifically within the black community, there is a high homicide rate, and it's
thought we
called
were
the crime constant.
I thought we
What?
were talking about migrants.
We are, and I'm going to show you how this is relevant because when you're talking about native-born citizens and you're talking about the crime rate, that crime rate is inflated due to the 5% of neighborhoods that just shoot each other all the time. We're not talking about, the suburbs of most cities. Like, if we're talking about the crime rate from an undocumented immigrant to like an average white person, it's much higher than a white person.
Okay, you chewing on this, like, and spitballing, this is not going to fix it. I need an actual, like, I'll show you. I'll show you a source, but I need an actual source.
I'm just gonna help you analyze your study.
I'm
Because
sure
it
they don't
says-
need help analyzing their studies. That was done by the fucking FBI, dude.
No, it wasn't done by the FBI. These studies are done by left-wing people who are trying to push a narrative.
No, they're done by the fucking FBI, dude.
No, not the study that you're referring to.
Yes.
It said that undocumented migrants, the homicide rate is 2.2. It says the native-born homicide rate is 3.0.
Oh, so higher.
Oh, but hold on. over half the murders are done by the black community. So you might want to cut that number in 3.0 in half.
All right, bro. All right.
1.5. What, you can't, you don't
Okay.
know statistics? You don't understand?
All right, bro.
When the homicide rate is 3.0, but over half of those are done by a black community, 1.5 of those are attributed to white and Hispanics. What's 1.5? Is that lower or higher than 2.2?
Oh my God.
You will see the homicide rate for white Americans is in between 1.5 and 2.0. And undocumented immigrants, it's 2.2. So it's just a misleading stat that you guys love to portray, and like, oh, they're so safe, but I'm telling you, legal immigrants, are 1.0. They are the safest community in the entire country. That's why we need legal immigrants, people who are vetted, people who are checked and verified. I am all for legal immigration, but it's
You're
not
not for
appropriate.
illegal migration. Trump just undid 500,000 people's legal status so that he can deport them. People who we know who they are. People who need to be protected from the country they came from, like Ukrainians. 230,000 Ukrainians. We're sending them back. And you're cheering it on.
Yeah, they have something that they're doing wrong. You have immigration attorneys on here. The immigration attorneys who are influencers, they talk to their following, and they say you have nothing to worry about unless you've been arrested or if you've done something wrong. You're speaking about the destruction of America. They say you have nothing to worry about.
Hi, political mom.
Hi, Pickles. So let me ask you, if they did something wrong, why would Trump have given them temporary protected status during his first administration?
Who are we talking about?
Venezuela.
So, yeah, Venezuelans. He also did it for Cubans. He also did it for Ecuadorians also. So why would he give temporary protected status to all of these people that you said were doing something wrong?
Which people? I mean,
So
can you
Venezuelans,
show
let's
me a
take
source?
Venezuelans as an example.
can-
He gave temporary protected status to over 200 Venezuelans. So why would he do that if they were doing something wrong?
So where are those 200 Venezuelans now?
200,000. They were here, and now Trump is trying to deport them. So answer.
No, I need to see a source of where this has even happened so I can analyze.
I got
Pickles, can
you.
you go ahead and pull that up?
Yeah.
Thank you.
He did this 16 hours before he left office, actually.
Yep. And they were vetted.
Trump protected Venezuelans before and should again.
Oh, it was
the-
temporary protections for 18 months, it looks like.
Yeah,
That's what
and
I
they
said.
and they keep they
Okay.
end and then they get extended.
Yep.
And Biden extended it because Trump stopped trading oil with Venezuela, and it fucked up their markets. And he tried to do a coup on Venezuela, and he failed.
It says that that's because they're affiliated with Tren de Aragua. And they've been designated a foreign terrorist
we're telling you-
organization.
All of them are?
Yeah, 200,000 of them are.
You're kidding
That's what
me.
you're telling me. They're all vetted, by the way. I just want you
No,
to
he
know.
hasn't deported 200,000 though. That's the thing.
But I'm telling you, your assumption is that these people, these Ukrainians that had temporary protected status, Cubans, all of them, you're saying that they did something wrong and that they should be deported. We are telling you, if they did something wrong, why would Trump keep extending their temporary protected status that they were vetted through?
Only the ones that did something wrong are the ones being deported. That's why he hasn't deported 200,000 Venezuelans, because not all of them are doing something wrong.
No. He just revoked the protected status of all of these people. And you're telling me they all did something wrong.
And by the way,
He
white
didn't revoke.
people-
It was a
white-
temporary protection for 18 months.
white people.
I just said he revoked them. He did that for Palestine.
Yeah.
He did that for all of these people. He revoked it.
It
He
didn't
ended
just
it.
expire. He ended it.
No, he ended it.
Yeah, and also to go back to our last point, white people make up 45% of the murders in the United States, and Hispanic make up what looks like I mean, far less. I was about to say 1.3%, but that was cut off. That's wrong. Percent distribution, Hispanic, Latino 20. So I don't know. I'd have to look at the how they're represented in our population. Sorry, go back ahead.
So answer
When
me.
I
I'm curious.
answer, he didn't revoke anything from what
he
I
did.
see, unless you can show me. Because when he protected him in his final days of his first term, it says it was a temporary protection for 18
So then we
months.
explained to you that Biden then extended the same thing that Trump did.
Okay.
And then
well, I don't think
instead of it
obviously Trump
expiring,
didn't want it
Trump
to extend
is-
that long, because his original program was for 18 months.
He revoked it. Do I need to like spell this out for you? He revoked it. He didn't wait
He
for
revoked
it to-
Biden's whatever Biden did. He revoked. Yeah.
Trump
No.
is running out of people to deport. Biden
my
smoked
God.
him on deportations. He smoked him by 20,000 a month so far, and he's trying to find
because
ways
he invited
to
a
deport.
lot more people to
He
the
didn't
border.
invite anybody, and he kicked more
Yeah.
people out.
Yeah, because he had 10 million more people show up at the border.
No, you're talking about so there are interior and
That's what
exterior.
he's counting as deportations
No,
when he
there-
turns them
there are
around at the
interior and
border.
exterior deportations. And you're
He
talking
doesn't
about
have more
Yes, he does.
No.
Yes.
He doesn't have no. Those deportations are counting the ones that are turned around at the border.
Because those are card encounters, apprehensions, and gotaways. Those are what are counted as that kind of deportation. What we're talking about, deportation numbers, is when ICE removes people through the process of DHS.
No, but they
No.
count those deportations at the border in that number.
No,
So you're crying that Biden had a closed border, it wasn't open?
is that what you're saying, Mark? This is fun. He needs Google. Give him a second.
All right, I had a call. No, they do count the ones that they turn around at the border.
Once
They
again,
count
Mark,
those.
the question was, are you mad in considering that an open border if he was doing more deportations, encounters, and apprehensions than Trump was?
Yeah, I am mad.
So he didn't have an open border, is what you're conceding to, that he was deporting
No,
a fuck
that-
ton of people.
He had the optics of an open border to the point where millions more people were showing up at our border thinking they could just get in because we had senators saying, come, we want your hungry, we want your weak, everyone come. And then a year later,
Or-
they had to be like, no, stop coming, because it was such a bad crisis.
Okay, or we had Trump
So
giving them
careless.
temporary protective status 16 hours before he left, pretty much firing a flare into the air and saying, hey, come, you're good. Or that, or Fox News doing what you're saying.
I mean, the numbers speak for
I mean, I'm
themselves.
sorry.
They
I
do.
kind of remember Kamala Harris saying, please do not come. But that's just forgotten in your memory.
Yeah, that was after
That was-
that one.
Within the
Somebody was
first
like-
2 months, the Biden-Harris administration proposed a border bill. Within 2 months.
Why didn't they use their executive authority like Trump did? Trump knows how to be effective. Like he dropped it
Effective?
90% in 2 months.
Okay, do you think that people should be barging through people's car doors or barging through people's houses? You think that's okay?
I
Because
don't know where you're going with this.
hold on, because Biden and Obama were able to deport people the legal and ethical way and had no issues, but all of a sudden Trump is barging through houses, breaking through car windows, and you think that's good? That's
Yeah, he's
you're okay
being
with.
belligerent, and we are literally having travel advisories from multiple countries across the world telling people not to come because
We're
Trump
losing
is so insane, and you're
billions
cheering
of
it on.
dollars.
Our economy's in the shitter. No one wants to trade with us anymore. No one wants to do a trade deal with us anymore. And you're
Yes,
saying
they
Trump is
do.
the only
That's-
one who can do this.
That's
Yeah,
false
you're right.
propaganda.
So how are you saying that's false? So of the 70 countries that Trump has trade talks with, how many have signed a deal?
These deals take
Wait, wait,
months
wait,
to
Hold
get
on.
done.
How many have signed a deal?
I don't know yet.
None. Not one fucking country has signed a deal.
Yeah, because these deals take months to hammer
So
down
we're
the
gonna
details
tank our
on.
economy all for you to wait. But all he's gonna do is extend it and push off the tariffs. That's what he's just gonna do.
No, he's
there's
going
not
to
gonna be
make
a deal.
deals with these countries, just like he did in his
Name
first
one country
term.
he's gonna make a deal with.
He's
No
going to
one's-
make them deals, almost all of them.
Okay, so you admit Trump did make trade deals in his first term, right? He made
Yeah.
he made trade deals, and
Yep.
guess who? He went back on them immediately when he got back into office. Why the fuck would a country make a deal with him when he breaks
Exactly.
his deals?
Wait, they have a deadline coming up
No,
for a review.
No.
Yeah.
no. The USMCA is supposed to be renegotiated every 16 years, not 4.
2026 was the next review date for a USMCA agreement.
Okay, so
next
it wasn't
year.
2024, 2025 when Trump did and went back on the deal? That's not the same?
2025. He's preparing
broke
for
the deal?
review. This is how he
He's
negotiates.
preparing
He
for the
broke the
review.
deal.
He put up tariffs and fucked over every country involved.
And a
you're
lot of that
saying
has
this
to
is
do with the border security. He's trying to
Okay.
lock down our
So
borders
tell
and making
me-
sure they're doing their
Tell
fair
me what
share of
Canada,
border
tell me
security.
what
he broke it.
Canada was doing wrong when it came to border security. Go for it.
They didn't have enough security over there.
You mean
They're-
the deal that Biden got them to sign that wasn't enough security?
No, because illegal crossings on the Canadian border have gone up 50x in the past few years.
Show me a source. I'd love to see it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll wait.
I don't think that's a thing. But it also,
is a
no
thing.
one's crying about Canadians coming over. Nobody, you guys only care about the brown people. They're not committing crimes. They're adding to our economy. They're paying taxes. They're working jobs. This is such a red herring that you guys fall for every year, or every election
Pickles
year.
and I live in Texas. The amount that immigrants add to our economy, if we didn't have that, our economy would tank.
Yeah, and it's our job to secure our border, not fucking Canada's.
All right. You want the source? It's New York Post.
Yeah, New York Post, what's the headline?
Illegal migrant crossings skyrocket 50-fold under Biden Harris.
For
At
the
northern-
northern border
Yeah.
or both borders?
Northern border only.
That includes New York. At northern border stretch, that includes New York. So
Yeah, up
so
50x. 50
so-
times, not 50%, 50 times.
okay, and let me tell you something. So when somebody comes into our country and we don't stop them, is it Canada's fault or our fault?
They should be doing their that's what the whole leverage is for.
They're supposed to enforce our laws for us?
They're supposed to enforce their own laws.
Let me ask you-
because there's F substance coming in across their border as well.
Let me ask you a question. So
It's like I show you
Canada-
guys a source and
Hold
then
on.
you guys want to pivot.
No,
to
we're not
something-
pivoting. We're staying right on this topic. So Canada makes an agreement with Biden, right? And then Trump makes an agreement with Canada with the same agreement that Biden already made and just patted him on the back and took credit for a deal he never even made. And you're like excited about that?
It's also a whopping 19,000 people. This is what he's talking
Ooh,
about.
I'm so scared.
We
Oh my
had that, like,
God,
monthly at one
19,000
point.
people.
And it was 300 in 2021
Yeah,
300
went from
people?
300 to
It
19,000
it turns out
and it's growing.
it turns out that when COVID happens and ruins your economy and your country is having struggles, people tend to migrate. People tend to migrate, and that's what
Illegally?
happens. Yes, that's what
Okay.
that's what tends to happen. That's why they came to our southern border. That's why they came to our northern border. There's a map of the Earth that you can look at that shows and illustrates this on a world scale. It wasn't just us. It wasn't just Biden being in the Oval Office that caused this. That's dumb. It was COVID. It was the
No, it's not
economy.
dumb.
Yes, it is.
Because Trump comes into office and everything just falls off a cliff.
Well, he
The
actually
illegal
writes
crossings go
legislation.
down 90%.
He writes
in 2
executive
months.
orders to turn us into a terrorist state. Yeah.
We're not a terrorist state. That's the
Hold
thing.
on,
Everyone,
Yeah,
you
we
guys
are.
haven't been to a terrorist state. You guys don't know what a terrorist
He
state
came
is.
into office.
You live in
Hold
this
on.
one.
He came into office the first time, and yet we still had a border crisis. So I'm just trying to figure out if you think
We did not have a border crisis.
We had the worst border crisis in 50 years in 2019.
Pickles, can you go ahead and pull up the 2019 presidential address that Trump gave on his border crisis? Because I don't need to tell you that there was a border crisis. I'll just let Trump tell you in his presidential address that he gave.
Just look at the numbers between him and Biden.
Hold on. You said there was no border crisis under Trump's first administration. I'm going to show you Trump's own words making that claim.
My fellow Americans, tonight I speak to you because there's a growing humanitarian security crisis at our southern border. Every day, Customs and Border Patrol agents encounter thousands of illegal immigrants trying to enter the country. This is right, yeah. We are out of space to hold them. We have no way to promptly return them back to their home country. America probably welcomes millions of lawful immigrants who enrich our society and contribute to our nation, but all Americans are hurt by uncontrolled illegal migration. It strains public resources and drives down jobs and wages. Among our hardest hit Americans are African Americans and Hispanic Americans. Our southern border is a pipeline of vast quantities of illegal drugs, meth, H, coke, pent. Every week, 300 of our citizens are killed by H alone, 90% of which floods across our S borders. More Americans will die from this drug every year. Last month, 20,000 migrant children were illegally brought into the United States. So this is during Trump.
Damn, that's a border crisis that Trump is literally talking about in 2019.
If 2019 was a border crisis, what happened during Biden was a border catastrophe.
Oh, hold on. I just want you to admit you were wrong. Oh, wait.
So Trump's presence does not cause people to stop coming. Trump's insane executive orders might do it.
Because nothing he did stop that shit.
Yeah, things that are getting people hurt and deported to prisons.
2 months.
Okay, first of all, let's go back to this. You said
compared to 300,000.
Hold on. You said Trump didn't have a border crisis. Trump's so strong. Then I show you, oh, look, Trump did have border crisis. Now you're like, but what about Biden?
Yeah, because Biden
you can just be like a big boy and say, hey,
Biden's
I did.
Tracy,
so much worse.
Yeah, I think you're just measuring the wrong thing. I think you just want to be able to point at the amount of people coming to the border and saying that's somehow Biden's fault. And when it's really
because there's
a bunch
murderers and drug dealers, all types of terrible people flooding over.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. And
it's all documented.
Yeah, okay. And what I have to show you is non-citizen crime statistics, and then what do you have to say to that? 29 people being killed last year, and that's it. Trump alone has caused a few hundred people without any criminal record to be in a prison for the rest of their lives in El Salvador. That's single-handedly more destructive than all 12 million people who traveled here illegally.
No, there's no way, because these people are part of a foreign tea organization. Like,
no, all of them are.
Give me a break.
All of them
most
are.
Likely, yeah. Most likely, most of them.
But you can't prove that, so you're just making speculation based on.
All right. Well, I'm going to believe our supreme intelligence agencies over random people on the internet.
Really, because our intelligence agencies are literally our intelligence agencies are literally giving war plans over unsecured lines. So let me tell you how much I believe in our intelligence community in that aspect.
All right. Well,
Trump doesn't even trust our intelligence agencies.
I should believe you.
Trump doesn't even trust our intelligence
I've proven
agencies.
you wrong every second I've been up here.
Trump stood on the stage in Helsinki right next to Vladimir Putin and undermined our own intelligence agencies and said that he trusts Putin more than our intelligence agencies.
Okay.
And there's actually a great
That's a bizarre take to have.
Hey, you know what? There's a great website for you that shows all the undocumented immigrants, the unalived Americans. Hold on. The unalived Americans during Trump's administration. Did you ever say any of their names?
Nope, I didn't, because he's doing everything he can to lock down the border.
Fucking shit about it for 4 years.
The border
because he actually is trying. He's caring about the border.
Dude, the border had the exact same laws.
Give a shit. They're just trying to import a bunch of Democrat future voters.
That's silly. Biden had the exact same laws that Trump had his first 3 years of presidency. He had the exact same laws on his border too. The exact same laws.
And why were his numbers so much worse? Why did he have more people encounters in 1 year than Trump had in all 4 years?
Because more people came.
Yeah, exactly. More murderers, more drug dealers, more fucking terrible people.
More workers, more great people, more contributors to society, more taxpayers. We love that.
No, the workers will come over legally. There's a legal way to do it.
The
You don't
pathway to
just run
legally
over the
doing this
border
stuff.
like psychopaths and think we're just going to welcome you with open arms.
Okay,
Get the hell out of here. We don't want you.
The thing is, these people were probably just sitting at home when COVID happened and when their country's economy started to eat shit, and then violence and crime starts to increase, because wherever there's poverty, there's crime. And then you sit around in your house with your children and your mother, and you say, "Hey, should we just stay here and wait for us to follow the law to go into the United States, or do we just fucking go before we get murdered?" They just fucking leave, dude. They just leave. They cross the border. They don't give a fuck. They'll take a Class C misdemeanor crossing the border without inspection because it's worth it.
I mean, we as America are going into other countries and dismantling their governments, dismantling their rights, dismantling everything possible. And then we're like, don't come here, though, even though we caused a lot of the issues in your country.
Dismantling their rights? Like, that is the most insane thing I've ever heard.
Would you like to talk about what we did to Venezuela? Would you like to talk about what we did to Venezuela?
No, I mean, I don't know.
You don't want to talk about that. So me saying what I said is absolutely true based on what we did to Venezuela.
All right.
Or we can talk about how we provided weapons without Congress during his first administration and blew up innocent civilians for fun. We can talk about that.
Okay.
Did those people have rights to live? Yep, they did. We didn't care.
They did something wrong.
Oh, you always think somebody did something wrong.
Yeah, because I believe in our government. I believe in our intelligence
That's your biggest
agencies.
problem, is believing in something that doesn't give a shit about you.
In Venezuela.
You're believing in something that doesn't give a shit about you.
Okay, well, I think otherwise. That's fine.
Well, that's your biggest problem then.
Okay, well, Trump cares about American citizens who follow the law. He doesn't give a shit about illegal citizens who break over our borders.
Let me ask you a question. In these first 100 days, what has Trump done to make your life personally better?
He gives me so many moments where I laugh at. I'm having so much pride that he's taking the illegal gang members and shipping them to a prison. That gives me a deep sense of satisfaction. I feel like our country's becoming safer. I am proud of our president and the strength that he has to be able to be transparent to the media every single day.
Transparent. Dude, okay,
yeah,
first of all,
he gets
Trump
the most interviews ever of any president.
That doesn't mean he's transparent. He also lies the most.
Every politician lies.
No, he lies the most. He lies like 300,000 times more than any other politician.
I've never said that, so I don't know what you're talking about. Every politician lies, and he lies strategically as a politician. I respect that because he does whatever it takes to win. He had the greatest political comeback in world history. They tried to throw everything at him. They tried to kill him. They tried to take his money. They tried to throw him in jail. He still came back and won. That is who he is. He's a winner, and he's going to have America winning. He will go down as one of the greatest presidents to ever race this goddamn nation.
Besides your personal feelings about humans being like treated like trash,
criminals. I don't care. If you're gonna break the law and be in a criminal.
Hold on,
these
Trump
people
is
were
a
not criminal. These people were not criminal.
Voted for a criminal, and now you're mad.
These people had no criminal background.
Here,
you just agreed that sending them to prison with no criminal background is kind of fucking insane, isn't it?
It's effective. It's effective. Do you know what a deterrent is?
Yeah, I know it's a deterrent. Taking people's human rights and civil rights is a deterrent for people to come here in the first place.
Literally voted for a criminal. I don't understand this.
Nobody really thinks what he did was a crime, so it was just a political
everybody
witch
with
hunt.
a brain does.
That's because you don't care about the Constitution or laws or any of that. Like, that shit doesn't matter anymore.
I care about Trump, man.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that
care about Trump.
Listen, I can see that
he's coming to save everyone who cares about him. He is saving the day.
Listen, I can see that you've gotten down on your hands and knees, and that's where you're the strongest. I can see that, Mark. But
nice little ad hominem. That's fine. You lose a debate and you go for shit like that. That's typical left.
Listen, that's about praying, bro. That's what you've been doing for him.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Are you not praying for him? Are you not idolizing him like a god? That's what you're doing right now, right?
No, I don't believe in gods. I'm an atheist.
I mean, I'm an atheist too, but the way you're talking about someone is that you idolize him just like that.
Yeah, Trump has got you wrapped around his
I look
finger,
up
dude.
to him. I look up to him.
You
Sure.
look up to. He's doing things that are honestly against the law to make himself look good. He's so worried about his image. That's why he's on camera all day, every day. That's why he's sending innocent people to jail and reversing people's statuses to deport them, because he wants his numbers up. Because that's what he knows, that's what y'all like. No
I'm gonna
matter
be at dinner
how
with him next
illegal
month.
it
You guys
is,
want me to say anything?
no matter
to
how
him
illegal it
for you guys?
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna have dinner with Trump next month. I could say something to him for you
He
guys if
probably
you
doesn't
want.
know anything about you.
No, he doesn't. But I'll still have dinner with him next month.
Do me a favor. Buy some cryptocurrency from him for me.
I already have a very large amount.
Oh God.
That's why I'll be at the dinner. I'm one of the top holders.
Oh. Poor Mark.
You guys
Everybody
saw
say
that?
poor Mark in the chat, please. He's gonna need
Oh,
it.
I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars off crypto over the past 10 years. So you can say poor Mark all you want, but I'm doing just fine.
Poor Mark.
Oh shit, Rich is in the box.
All right. You guys have a good one.
This was hard to watch.
You too, bub. Oh shit, I just kicked political. Chelsea, come back. What's up, Rich? How are you, man?
Hey, good. How are you?
Doing good. Just having a morning.
Right? Yeah, no, I was scrolling and I saw you guys going at it, and it's like, oh man, I want to talk about due process with Mark.
Hi, Rich.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, it was fun. Mark is a lovely human being who cares about all human beings, as you noticed.
Yeah, I mean, I heard a genuine empathy in his voice. A lot of love, mostly for marginalized people.
Yes, especially for them. Most Canadians, though, he really likes them, especially.
Shoot, I must have missed that because I love me some Canadians. Let's talk about Canada.
How was your
We
travel
got-
back, Rich?
It was great. Yeah, I know that the weather was a little sketchy over in the southeast area, but we got out. Some of the planes were delayed like 2, 3, 4 hours, and then it was right on time.
You guys
so
did
it's
great.
good stuff.
Thank you. Yeah, ours was delayed like 20, 30 minutes, but a little bumpy of a plane ride, but we were good.
You didn't even have to fly that far.
I know. It was a 30-minute flight.
I got to ride next to Joe for 4 hours, so that was nice.
That's dope.
Yeah,
Do you want to do some debates with us? You want to hang out?
yeah, I got a few.
Heck yeah. What's up, Michael?
What are we doing?
Are you there?
Yeah, how you doing?
Doing good. Are you a Trump supporter?
Unfortunately, I did vote for him.
Unfortunately,
Okay.
I like the way we're starting this.
Yeah, what do we got going on here? What made you flip?
Well, like I said, with that is because of the deportation of all these people, doing it the illegal way that he's done it. It doesn't make no sense for our Constitution.
Agreed. Say more. What do you want to see?
Well, even though the main reason why I voted for Trump in the first place is that I thought he was going to take and fix the economic problems that America was facing, but unfortunately, he has not done neither. He's just made it worse. I have friends and family now that are being laid off because of lack of parts they can't get from other countries.
Very true.
Yeah, I know
It's
some.
likely not turning around anytime soon.
So yes,
I know a
am.
number.
I'm definitely regretting my vote for sure.
I know a number of people who work in architecture and commercial furniture, cabinets, flooring. The contractors that do the work to install these things, the truckers that are trucking these materials across the country, they're in a bad place right now. Tariff notifications are getting pushed out from the manufacturers saying, we don't really know what's happening, but everything's going to go up in price. We're trying to do our best. I mean, the companies are in a bad place with all this uncertainty, and it's already causing bids to drop. It's causing prices to increase. It's causing customers to freak out and pause on investments that they were planning on making.
You know that
It's not good.
Oh, the funny thing was, I was watching a news article the other day, and it was in China. And everybody thinks that the way that the tariffs on China have not been, we haven't seen a major influx of that. But a friend of mine, he sent me a news article about it. And three of the biggest manufacturers in China right now had to lay off 30 million people.
Ultimately,
Yeah.
we the American people will suffer the most from that, and they're not planning on making any deals with us anytime soon. Like they're negotiating with other countries that, I mean, they're tariffing Canada so that Canada will work with them. They're doing the same to Mexico, so Mexico will work with them. They're even doing an agreement. This is the interesting one: the Taiwan, Japan, South Korea, and China agreement. They're working together.
Oh, wow.
That's deadly for us.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and people are seeing it. They just came out with a new poll. 70% of independents do not approve of what Trump is doing with tariffs. It's not going well for him, including 25% of Republicans, obviously 96% of Democrats. But if you're trying to make an investment in America with this manufacturing, like if you're trying to use tariffs to get better terms, that's one thing. If you're trying to create tariffs to do what Peter Navarro said he was trying to do, which is create a new manufacturing resurgence of jobs in America, you can't do this back and forth thing. You got to go all in, and you got to commit, and you got to do it thoughtfully and carefully so that the economy has time to adjust. It's not even tariffs that I'm against 100%. It's the way that he's deploying his economic policies as if he's waking up every day and deciding that day what his entire economic strategy is going to be.
You know what? My buddies and I, we all came up with the same conclusion of what Donald Trump is doing. He is using market manipulation to make better gains for himself. And honestly, that is not how you run a country. Our country is being run completely into the dirt.
100% agree. Michael, who did you vote for in 2020?
Who did I vote for in 2020?
Yeah, I just want to tell me about your political trajectory.
I voted independent in 2020.
So like Jill Stein or?
Yes, I voted for an independent. I didn't vote for Democrat or Republican. I voted an independent one.
And how about 2016?
2016, I ended up 2016. I voted for who was that?
It was Hillary or Trump.
No, I voted independent on that one too.
Probably Stein still. She runs every time to do nothing.
So you came back around on Trump in 2024 with the hopes that he would get us back to what, 2018, 2019 economic levels? Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah, that's what I thought. But then all of a sudden now, after seeing all the stuff that's happened, I'm like, no, I made a bad choice.
Well, I would say that he didn't give us those economical levels that everybody wanted. He just wrote off of Obama. And I mean, we were about to be in the biggest manufacturing crisis prior to COVID happening. And we are now heading that same trajectory.
Oh, wow.
Michael, where do you see yourself going forward? Because she's dead on. If you look at all the trend lines, Trump did I guess I'll say probably the only compliment I guess I'll ever give him. He did an okay job of not making enough mistakes to screw up everything that he was handed until COVID came and blew it all up for him. Where are you looking for 2026, 2028? Where do you think you're going to drift?
Well, the way things are going, and the way the economic things have been doing it and stuff like that. Normally, I would say I would vote independent, but the way things are going, I'm definitely going to be voting Democrat.
What state do you live in, if you don't mind me asking?
I live in Michigan.
Okay.
I'll take that all day long.
Yes, we will.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Michael, it's not easy to get on TikTok live debates and admit any mistake or change your opinion, change your belief. I'm glad that you were that you raised your hand and you jumped in.
Yeah.
We talked about it like grown-ups.
Yep. I tell you what, it's definitely an eye opener on some things.
Well, Michael, I appreciate you coming up. I usually don't hang out with friendlies, but we really enjoyed like hearing kind of
Okay.
what your thought process was over the last few elections. So we appreciate it. We're
Thank
gonna get
you,
on to a
Michael.
debate. Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you so much for coming up, dude.
Yep.
Let's get some more Michaels in this world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
W
Have a
Michaels.
good one. Yep.
Yep.
You too.
Because the last Mike, he's still trying to find his humanity after he left.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, dude?
What's up, dude?
Screw Charlie Kirk. You go, Pickle.
Thanks, man.
Thanks,
He's
man.
a baby.
Hey, much love, dude.
Hey, much love, dude.
Yeah, I just want to say that, bro. Hey, you take care, okay?
All right,
you have a
you
great
too.
rest of your day now.
All right, you too.
This is a good Friday so far.
So fun. This is my first day debating in like 6 months. Coming back.
I've never done a TikTok debate before. I've
Yep.
done lots of debate in my life, but never on TikTok.
What's up, user? Are you a Trump supporter? User number? Hello?
Jay?
All right, I don't.
We're
This
pretty
will be-
intimidating.
This will be fun. What's up, Drill?
Name is Drill Clark, 68 years old.
What's up, Drill? How you doing, dude? Why'd you vote for Trump?
'Cause I like him. I thought he's better picked than Kamala.
Okay. Okay, what do you like about him?
Well, I just want to see more conservative values. Because you allowed me up here once before, and I appreciate you allowing me back up again.
Absolutely. You're welcome anytime, Drill.
That's why I follow you, because I respect you.
Thank you, Sarah.
Despite us having a fundamental difference in our viewpoints.
I love the accent. Where are you from?
Grew up in Alabama, live in Minnesota.
I can tell.
Love it. Love it.
How do they compare? I love me some Midwesterners. What's your experience?
All right. Now let's get down to the brass tacks. Rich, who'd you vote for?
Oh,
You
Kamala.
nasty dog. I know who you voted for.
100% Kamala. The one that wasn't a felon.
Why you like Kamala?
Oh, I mean, you can go a lot of ways with this, right? Do we want
Right,
to
it
talk
would-
policy or do we
Take
want
it-
to talk
take it
criminal
one
convictions?
pass and we'll go down there.
Oh, well, this is tough. I mean, I would say I am in agreement with the 70% of Americans who said they would not vote for a convicted felon for president. That's probably the most base. That's a good starting point. I just went through with it and did not vote for a convicted felon. So that was one of the easier decisions in my life.
Well, I almost think it more makes him more of a badass, in my view, but keep going. What else you got?
So, quick
Oh,
question.
let's see.
Hold on. He's badass for being a criminal, but we are deporting quote unquote criminals.
Let me tell you something.
Questions.
He ain't been put down by the law.
Wait.
Has he?
Hold on.
They tried to bring a lot of charges against him. What's your name?
My name's Political Mom.
Political mom. I'm gonna call you PM. That's all right with
That's
you.
totally fine.
Let me tell you something. What?
You there?
Oh,
Did we
I'm
lose
here,
Joe?
all right. I'm just wondering
Oh.
what she was saying. I didn't want to cut her off.
No. Go ahead, Joe. I'm excited.
You're the one that was asking the question.
Yeah.
Think.
You asked me if you can call me PM. I said, yeah, go for it.
All right, let's make our way back down to Richard. Go on, Richard. Tell us why you voted for Kamala. Because you ain't been a convicted, because he's a convicted felon. All right, now what else?
Well, and
You
I want
don't
to.
think he did a good job in 2016?
No. He nominated 3 Supreme Court justices and he golfed a whole bunch. He passed tax cuts that didn't help me nearly as much as it helped the billionaires. So, like I said, I'll give him I'll give him the compliment of he was only so incompetent to the point where he didn't completely obliterate the country until COVID hit, and then he was exposed pretty badly for not having a clue what to do. But if we want to talk about 2024, first I'll give you a high five. I don't mind a little bit of anti-establishment rage. I like a bunch of white collar crimes. I know what he did. I read all the evidence. He committed those crimes, and I think
Well,
he's
let's talk about what
fine
good
with
he
it.
did, Richard. He went to McDonald's in the hood. Would you say that's a good objective thing, Richard?
He went to a McDonald's in the hood.
Yep. After who lied about it? Pop quiz. Who lied about working at McDonald's?
You think Kamala
If
lied?
I ever said it, then I lied. I never lied. I never worked at McDonald's.
Kamala did
But
work
I'm
at
not going to talk
McDonald's.
about Kamala because I know Kamala worked there. But those are my voting issues. I honestly, the felon thing, that's an easy dunk, but that's not why I voted for Kamala. I could give a shit less about what Trump does with all of his money. Billionaire's gonna billionaire.
Well, let's talk about what else good he did. Remember that little storm in North Carolina? Who went there?
Kamala Harris.
FEMA?
Who put their boots on the ground?
Kamala
Who
Harris.
put their boots on the ground?
Hold
Wait,
on.
Harris went
You
to North
lying
Carolina.
nasty dog.
Hold
You
on.
know that Trump did.
Drell, you've heard about the recent news, right? That he denied FEMA and like disaster funds relief to
Arkansas. Sarah Huckabee
who's ran
Sanders
by a
begging for
Republican.
money.
Sarah Huckabee Sanders, his former White House
Begging for money.
press secretary, begging for money, and he goes no. He's straight up not sending money, and where is the outrage for that?
And to Georgia. He cut Georgia off too.
I never listened to Sarah Huckabee. She was unsightly.
God.
So,
New one's cute.
I mean, challenge. But so we've ruled out the appearance of people as voting issues and felonies as voting issues. So let's talk about Drell. What did you vote for in 2024, and what are you going to vote for in 2028? What gets you really excited to wake up in the morning and go to the ballot box?
Listen, I want to see more conservative values in society, at least a halt of progressive ones.
What is a conservative value? I'm curious.
Yeah, say more.
When society prizes kids. And
I love my kids.
I do too, and I'm
Go
not.
kids and
good.
God.
Well, that's good, but I think propaganda has led us astray from us prizing those things.
What do you mean? I value my kids very much. I think I have more kids than you, according to your bio.
Well, sure.
Okay,
Sure. Well, how many kids you got?
I got 4.
I got 3. So let's extrapolate this. I just think society has been trying to prize women doing things like, what's that site that they go on? They share their pictures.
Can we say it out loud here? OF?
Can we say it?
Sure. Spicy website.
Yep.
Okay.
okay.
What's it called?
Oh, only fans.
OF?
OnlyFans.
Okay.
OnlyFans. I think that society tries to incentivize those sorts of things for women through music and through other propaganda. I think propaganda can be used in a good way and a bad way.
I'm sorry.
I like
but
to see good.
Didn't George
Go on,
Santos?
PM.
Hold on. Didn't George Santos, that was just sentenced, use campaign funds for OnlyFans?
Well, you disgusting little nasty dog. What he is if he did that?
Well, that would
Yeah,
be those conservative values you were just talking about.
Well, I don't know nothing about him, but I heard that he's going to jail for something.
He is going to jail. Drell, have you
Good,
ever looked
lock
at
him up and throw AK.
Have you ever looked at a map that compares political affiliations of states with the amount of illicit material those states have consumed? Pickles, you can probably find one if you want to screen share.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Pornographic material, and especially abusive, violent pornographic material, is significantly more popular in Republican states than liberal ones. So I'm curious if you have a take on that. Like what?
Well, I wish we could ban corn all around.
Why?
I don't think it's healthy for a 13-year-old boy to have a whole database full of naked women.
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, back 100 years ago.
Am I correct on that?
Back 100 years ago, a 50-year-old man couldn't see in his whole lifetime what a 13-year-old boy can see within a few swipes of his thumb.
Do you know
It's disgusting.
the capital of viewing corn in the United States is Kansas?
Nasty little scoundrels.
Well, that might actually be corn though, Pickles.
Well.
Well, this is the thing. I know a lot of people don't want this because they want autonomy and all this, but I just wish it wasn't around. I mean, a kid can't get a tattoo till he's 18, can't get a cigarette holder up.
You're not supposed to be able to see any of that content.
Just let me mute for a second, Pickles.
Go ahead.
Hold on, someone's at my door. Second.
Okay. Yeah. You're not allowed to see that content before you're 18 anyway. In Texas, they straight up, at one point, outlawed one of the websites.
Hold up, just 1 second. My daughter's here.
You're okay. We're talking amongst ourselves.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
there's
I'm listening. Just my daughter's she came over to my house. What were y'all saying?
Well, we were just
Lot of
telling
red-
you that you're not even allowed to watch it until you're like 18 anyway. So I'm just,
Well, there's ways to get around this. Sorry.
Well, most of the states
There's
are
ways-
putting in an ID situation. I'm hearing so.
Listen, PM, you don't know the male mind.
I do. We lose draw?
I don't know the male mind, but I had 2 brothers growing up, and I'm married to my husband, so I'm getting there.
I would also argue that the more we fetishize and shun and shame people for seeing and partaking in certain types of schmexual behaviors, the more deviant and weird pockets of our society might get. If you just look at countries who've completely outlawed these types of things, or countries who implement strict law or religious things to say that you must cover certain parts of your body, like your wrists and your elbow, like things like that, those are also countries where they have more rape and more sexual abuse. So I would argue also that the Bible Belt has a higher rate of teen pregnancy because the amount of taboo surrounding talking to your children or educating your children about these things.
They told me I was old for having kids out here. I was blown away.
You don't what? You look
Yes.
25.
I'm 31. That's really nice.
31 with 4 kids? I mean, that's a pretty
I
good
had my
pace.
first kid at like 22, and when I was out here, they were like, "Yeah, you're, on the older side of having kids," and I was like, "Older? Where am I?"
What's up, Susan? Yellow?
I am so sorry. I didn't request.
It's okay. I got you.
I was just tapping.
Thank you for the taps. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Isn't that what they want, more kids? I mean, yeah.
They do, but it's not cheap.
Man, I really wanted to get into the RNC crashing the
Oh, I was waiting
illicit
for the
app.
letter. I-
That would have been really fun to get into, but I don't know if Drell was. That's getting in pretty deep, which is
Chat,
incidentally how
if
they
you're
like it.
if you're a Trump supporter and you want to debate, hop in the box. And if you specifically just want to do a 1v1, you know, two of us will mute our mics, and we'll give you the 1v1 that you want. But we are, I might even be turning on the phone line for YouTube real quick so that YouTube can call in. Yo, what's up, Hector? At least thinking about giving that baby bonus. Yeah. A judge got arrested today. Yeah, terrifying. I want to know the details of how she misdirected ICE agents, because if she simply pointed one direction and he went the other, that's not enough for me
She might have
to
just
arrest
been
a judge.
wrong.
Yeah, she could have just been wrong, or the guy was purposefully being, you know, going one way and then going the other. You know, who knows? Trying to avoid.
They haven't released any of the indictments or any of the information.
Yeah, Haley, a judge got arrested. I think it was a migration judge, immigration judge.
Yeah.
County judge in
What was,
Wisconsin.
What was the state?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, that's what it was.
Milwaukee County Circuit Judge
Yeah.
Hannah Dugan.
Patel deleted his tweet about it too, which is weird. But
Yeah, I
Cash
screenshotted his, yeah.
Cash Patel, FBI went in and arrested her. Like, if Cash Patel's
For-
fucking bored, dude. He doesn't have anything to do.
Yeah, because illegal entry is a misdemeanor. It is a misdemeanor. So what is she going to be charged with? They're going to charge a judge with aiding and abetting a misdemeanor offense in a state. And this is the FBI. This is what the FBI is doing while while the Florida state shooter's out running around buying AK-47s.
Yeah. We're also looking at Sebastian Gorka saying that we should consider making it an act of terrorism, aiding and abetting, or speaking out against Trump's migrant policies. The FBI just swatted Doge. It sucks. If I do bring a caller up, it's gonna be tricky. You guys will be able to hear the caller, but you won't be able to talk to the caller. We'll see if we get a debate before I have to do that.
Is there anything either of us can do to pull in debaters? Besides say inflammatory shit.
Yeah, we could go on a rant if y'all want to go on a rant, just saying how bad Trump is.
I did make Mike
I
really
do.
mad by saying get down on your hands and knees is when you're the strongest. But, you know, he could have taken that either way.
I mean, I think the whole Trump and all of the makeup he wears and his obsession with his image. Pete Hegseth putting in a makeup station in the Department of Defense, in the Pentagon, or wherever that was.
Never passing an audit and talking about how you're trying to save money and waste and fraud and then go and spend taxpayer money to build a makeup parlor in the Pentagon.
And then they're saying that they're the alphas. And then all these other guys who look up to them are also allegedly alphas. I don't think people really understand how alpha and beta work. Because what I see is, 30, 40 million white men who pray to Trump like he's sort of like a supermodel, a role model, and a alpha male all at the same time, like a demigod. But they're also alphas of their domains, I guess, right?
So when Pete Hegseth gets replaced, can we go around saying I told you so to everybody? With his obvious drinking problem that they ignored?
By the way, I can also do this. Chat, if you are MAGA and you want to debate, type MAGA in the chat. Type it in TikTok right now, and I'll pull you up. I see a few people chirping, saying that they disagree. They like Trump. Say MAGA in the chat, and I'll pull you up. Regretted my vote. Damn, Davey. Yellow?
Oh snap! I was tapping. But can I say one thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
So did you guys see the guy talking about how the Pentagon is too big? We need to make it a trigon,
No.
like like a triangle. I think there's already a word for that.
A
trigon.
Oh God.
I'm gonna call it that from now on.
That made my brain, yeah, switch.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You're
yeah,
awesome though. Thanks for what you're doing, Pickles.
yo, much love, dude. Thank you. Tommy
You know,
Tuberville?
on the
Oh
whole-
my God.
Tommy Tupper, gosh. If we keep
Tuberville.
renaming things, it's gonna get complicated up in here. They barely know the Constitution as a whole right now. Could you imagine we start renaming things? They aren't gonna get that either.
Where can we get the hat? I actually I have 2 of these hats, and that's all I know. I don't know if you can go buy them anywhere. Considering signing one and selling one, I don't know. That sounds a little narcissistic. But if someone's interested, DM me. I'll do it. You can buy them on the website? They do have merch. It's on their website.
Nice, I want to get one.
Here we go. Well, damn. They undercut me, chat. Yeah, they have merch. Unfuckamericatour.com. What? I don't even have this.
It's a little too hot out here for you to be thinking about getting a sweatshirt.
But I have all of these.
You know, I gotta say, while we have a gap here, Unfuck America Tour. I live in a state that's safe, and so we don't get a lot of action either way. And so, getting down there and seeing what 2,000, 3,000 some odd kids, like, and half of them women, screaming for Charlie Kirk, grabbing their red hats and pulling them on. That was a little overwhelming at first. That was tough to see. And
Welcome to Texas.
Right, exactly. And I live in a deep red state, but the level of enthusiasm was disturbing, and it took me a minute to kind of get my head on straight. Like, okay, this is a bigger. I mean, seeing Fox News and their demographics, that doesn't really shake me. Seeing 18, 19, 20, 25-year-old people with that level of enthusiasm, even if it's not a majority of young people, that was shocking, and it made me appreciate National Ground Game and the Unfuck America Tour at a new level. Obviously, hosting me there to help combat this was awesome, but the amount of work it takes to do anything real. I mean, Charlie Kirk's got what did we hear? $90 million he raised in the last year. $500,000 per event is budgeted for these college campus appearances. That's a massive, massive machine that's backed by a whole lot of old money.
Well,
And they all have one thing in mind, which is ruin kids' political
I
perspectives.
was happy to see that the DNC is going to be giving, like, what is it, 1 million a month or 1 billion a month to local and state politics, which I think is great because, like, me and Pickles last year went to Colin Allred's event, and I think that's so important to do, is to hit all these ground games, these local events and things.
Yeah, that's one
100%.
thing that I wanted to say actually real quick, and then you can drop me down, is I definitely feel a very big, like, blue wave forming here, and I think the midterms are going to be, like, majority blue voting. especially the more MAGA gets hurt by these policies and executive orders that Trump is doing, it's going to be really hard. And that's why I think you're having so much problem finding MAGA to defend their position, you know, because everybody's getting hurt so bad with the economy and stuff, is that there's just no way that the average American is going to be able to like vote for this guy or vote for his party, and the Republican Party is going to be hurt for years to come because of this.
That's a really good take, and I totally agree. I think, you know, if you look at what's the first thing you do when you have a terrible take and you're proven wrong? The first thing you do is you go quiet. you go silent.
Very quiet, exactly. And this has been like a week. Yep. I mean, Pickles would know better, but a week or two of MAGA just really struggling to come up to lives and explain their position.
Yeah.
Like, hey guys, our Constitution is being overrun by a single person, which is not what the forefathers wanted. It's actually the exact opposite, and why technically you can view the Second Amendment is what it is because the tyrannical government was supposed to be set in check by its constituents, by the people. We are the government, right? Like, at the end of the day, it's our vote and our prowess to get in there and do what's right. And I think that you guys, as creators, are doing so much like work on the ground, you know, and the real trick is to get the rural areas to understand the impact that he has against their own interests, you know. And I think that's the biggest discussion that needs to happen. It's just not just that. It's like the women's rights thing. There's a ton. I mean, we all have the same talking points. But I honestly feel like literally just in the last 2 weeks, because of the market doing what it's doing and is grifting and all this stuff, that there's just no way, you know.
Totally agree. And they're responding with silence and, I mean, dare I say humility, which I hear in the silence. And you wait a little bit, and some of the, you know, people keep saying, oh, like, they're unsavable. We're never going to win these people back. I have to disagree. We don't need 100% of them. We need 2%, 5%.
Yeah,
we just need a very small number of people to say, God damn it, I made a mistake, and I'm going to either not vote or I'm going to change my vote in the next elections.
And I feel like we're hearing that. We're hearing that from that side greatly, you know.
Hey, just we also I think we have a debate up here. Thomas, are you a Trump supporter?
I am.
Okay. Sebastian, I'm gonna drop you. Appreciate you.
No worries, man.
Thomas, what's up? What do you like about Trump?
Well, it's not. You guys seem to be misrepresenting what you guys are really fighting for, and that's the problem that rural America has. You're always on the other side of a 90-10 issue, and you just don't change. You never change. You keep fighting for things that the rural America is not fighting for, and
rural
the number
America?
job. Yeah, the number one job of America is to keep us safe, period. Our government's job is to keep us safe. And the criminal Democrat Party cannot do that. It just can't do it. And they sit there and push it and push it and push it.
Which criminal have we convicted in the Democrat Party that makes you say that?
Well, I'm not talking about a criminal specifically. I'm talking about what you're doing with your illegal immigrants. You just can't keep America safe. There's nothing you.
What are you talking about? So, are you saying like non-citizens are creating crime in the U.S.?
I'm not saying it. It is happening.
Okay, and where do you see
that? The
that?
fact that you don't see that is the problem with America. It's a
Can
problem.
we do something? Can we be factual about this? So, what statistics are you showing that?
Number one, I live in the fourth largest city and the most diverse city in the country. Okay.
What would
So
that
you're
be?
not a rural American?
You should know what the fourth largest city is if you're sitting up here talking to people.
Just tell me.
I don't know my trivia for game night. What is it?
Not a trivia. Houston's the fourth largest city. How do you not know that?
I don't know. I'm in Dallas.
I'm in Dallas too.
Yeah. Well, you're in Texas. So far, you should know that if you're in Texas.
I guess so.
Okay,
I
so-
guess I missed that day in class.
I guess so.
Thomas, let's get back to the data. So, are you talking volume of crime? Are you talking that crime does exist with undocumented immigrants? Or are you talking about per capita crime rates based on undocumented versus citizens.
I don't know where you guys are getting your news from.
This is not news. It's just data. You should know this, right?
Border Patrol.
You should know
the data
this.
is real. The data is here. Illegal immigrants are committing crime at an absolute unprecedented wave.
Let's talk about that. At an unprecedented wave, how many people do you think were murdered last year by non-citizens?
Well, we don't know because they got
We do
away with
know.
it because they're not citizens.
You think
So that
just
that
not
doesn't
being a
go to your
citizen makes
crime.
you get away with murder?
Absolutely. Do I think being a citizen makes you get away with murder? Is that what you asked?
You're saying not being a citizen makes you immune from being prosecuted for murder?
Absolutely. Listen, have you been down to the border lately?
No.
Why?
Because I don't go to the border for no reason.
How old are you?
I'm 36.
I went last year.
Did you ever go down for spring break to Corpus Christi or anything like that?
No.
No,
Why?
because too
'Cause it
fucking far.
sucks,
Now I drive.
and the Gulf sucks.
Because they
The
told you
water
it was
sucks.
completely. They told the water sucks. Yeah, and they told you it was unsafe. It's very unsafe.
No,
That's
they've never
wrong.
told me that.
Listen, El Paso is the third safest city in the United States. You should know that.
We're not talking about El Paso.
But it's on
Yeah,
the border.
That's on the border.
Yeah, it's also on the border of New Mexico too. But we're not talking about
It's
El
on the
Paso.
border of Texas.
El Paso is not safe by any means.
What are you talking? It's
we
the third
just-
safest.
No.
Yes,
you can't
it
just
is.
say that's data. That's not an opinion. That's a data. That's a data point. It's
I
the
thought you
third
should know
safest
that.
city in the United States.
You live here, right?
The cartel completely controls the border.
What are
Completely
you talking about?
Completely.
Are you going to
controlled.
bring up any sources, or is this
Trump
just gonna be
has
a
had
whole thing about your
military-
feelings?
Trump has had soldiers on the border since he took office.
Which was the best thing that's ever.
cartel controls the border, then that's on Trump right now.
We should have, as a country, had soldiers patrolling the border ever since inception. It's just a great.
How much money have? Hey, hold on. How much money have we spent for the National Guard to be down there?
It's not the National Guard.
Operate-
We shouldn't even
It
send
is
them.
National
Is that not
Guard.
part of the military?
No,
Yes,
we
it
should
is.
send every military that we have to patrol the border.
How much money has Operation Lone Star cost the state of Texas?
It hasn't cost us a thing.
It has cost us
What?
$9 billion. What are you talking about?
So you're saying one life is not worth $9
Wait,
billion?
you hold on. You
What
just
is your
said I was.
life worth?
Hold on.
What is your life worth?
Take a step back for a second. You just told me I was wrong.
Yep.
That we spent $9 billion on Operation Lone Star to have our border patrolled by the military.
Even if it is $9 billion, which I'm sure it's not a fact.
It is. It is absolutely a
Where's your
fact.
source? Where's your source?
Dog. I'll pull it up.
Look at-
But,
get on that
let's
Pull it up.
before
Pull
you.
it up.
Okay, how much has
Just go to-
Operation
just go to,
Lone Star
10 billion as of January 2024.
Oh damn!
What's your source?
There you go. This is
On
Operation
the
Lone Star Wikipedia.
TexasTribune.org.
Yeah, there you go.
11 billion on border security as of now.
Texas Tribune. Boom. Is it working? Yeah,
It's working.
So there you go. Let's go through this thought process though. How much is a life worth? If we go through things that are affecting society, that are killing people. I do this all the time, so I'm sorry if you heard me say this already, chat. But we can look at things that we can start throwing money at to save lives. We can look at car crashes. 48,000 people died last year in a car crash. 40,000 people died from guns, from pew-pews last year. And then we have things like fucking wasps and bees. Do you know wasps killed 75 people? And fucking migrants killed 29. And you guys are spending billions on this. And it's fucking dumb. We could easily spend we could spend a couple $1 million on more patrol cars to pull over people for speeding. We could pass a bill for free to raise the age to buying a gun to 21, or we can spend $60 a person to give people, the 1% in our society who are allergic to wasps and bees. We can give every single one of them a free EpiPen for $60 a piece, and it would cost us $21 million. It would still be by far way more efficient than spending $88 billion a year deporting migrants, $8 billion or $11 billion in Texas, having the National Guard play fucking neighborhood watch because they can't even check citizenship. It's just a fucking circus show, bro.
So it really sounds like that you're in support of Doge and what they're finding all these billions of dollars. That
I
are
would
wasted.
love to talk to you about
It sounds like
Doge.
to me.
That's not what about right now, though. Thomas, so
I had 29 people killed in Houston just yesterday by illegal migrants.
That's
Every
not
single
correct.
day we have 29 people
Go
killed.
ahead and
That's
hate.
not true.
Since you wanted to hate, since I provided you a source, go ahead and provide me one for that.
I can't get on a computer right now.
Oh,
Okay,
so
Thomas,
I guess you're just spitting out shit.
I watch it every day on the news.
Dude,
Thomas, I'm looking at U.S. Hang on, I'm looking at U.S. Customs and Border Patrol, Border Protection, the website, cpb.gov, their newsroom. They have updated stats. This fiscal year through March, there have been 9 instances of homicide or manslaughter based by criminal aliens. If you want to include, let's go assault, battery, domestic violence, 375. Burglary, robbery, larceny, theft, fraud, 212. 861 DUIs, which is only 3 fewer than Pete Hegseth on his own. Drug trafficking, 519. So yes, there are crimes. Yes, they are being reported. But let's be real about the numbers. 9 people have been killed.
There's more than 9 people circulating through the news right now that's been killed by illegal migrants, and I know you watch those 9 people.
That's you're gonna have to just show me. You're just gonna have to show us that. Otherwise, we're not gonna take your word for it, bro.
Right away that it's going through the court systems right away.
Okay,
and
well,
killed a young woman and her mother and her kids. Oh my God. How do you dismantle kids in front of a young woman?
How do you actually stand here and tell me that you care about kids when you don't value the life of a child being unalived at school? Give me a break.
Yeah,
How can you talk about kids when you don't value abortion? When you sit there and you fight
let's
for
pick a lane.
abortion,
I don't know
I
why
just got violated.
I don't know why you got
both
violated.
ways.
I'll see you in a sec.
It works.
You can come back.
It
I'll be
works
right
both ways, doesn't it?
Thomas, let's pick a lane. What do you want to talk about? Because more kids
I'm not
died
here.
in
I
Uvalde.
got on and you guys were talking, so
That's
you,
fine.
You pick your topic, what you want to talk about. So
Twice as many kids died in Uvalde.
the topic that we were talking about when I got on was why you guys have an issue with getting across to America and other Republicans and conservatives.
Well,
That
and
was
you
the
talked
issue.
about
You guys don't understand
Because
what the issues are.
We
that
don't
they
run
support.
on racism and knee-jerk reaction to punching down
Yeah,
on
nobody
minority
runs on
groups.
racism, so you could take your fascist racism comments and shove it up your ass because we're tired
Thomas,
of that.
that's unhelpful. So
That's why
Thomas,
you're losing.
Thomas,
That's why you're
I live in a red rural state. I have 2 children. I love them very
Said you
much,
live
and I
in
will keep
Dallas.
them alive for the rest of my life. We're not talking about different things here. But you jumped on and you talked about rural voters. I've known rural voters my entire life, and then you quickly connected it to national security and then immigration. We've shown with at least data, even if let's say 500, let's say 1,000 people were killed by undocumented immigrants every year, that would still not even be close to the greatest national security threat in this country, just looking at the statistics. However, if we want to talk about immigration, we can keep going on immigration. But if we want to talk about keeping children safe, we can look at the stats around the things that actually take the lives of children, which is something I take incredibly seriously. And I take it from your words that you also want to keep children safe. We can talk about whether a zygote or an embryo or a fetus or a newborn baby is the definition of a human. We can talk about heartbeat laws. Where do you want to go where you think we can have a meaningful exchange here?
I want to go back to where you guys have a problem connecting with other Republicans or other conservatives.
Sure.
Because obviously that's an issue. And look, I'll tell you, I voted for Clinton back when.
Hillary or Bill?
He's pretty much a conservative.
No one voted for Hillary.
I voted for Hillary.
It's a train wreck.
So you voted for Bill Clinton. Got it.
Bill had economic policies.
You guys, I'm gonna stop you right there, right? If you look up actual
As I've
economic
gone
policies, if you look up the actual
far
economic
left.
policies
Very
proposed
far
by
left.
Thomas, you're cutting out quite a bit. Sorry, bud.
And I paid the highest
Your
taxes
signal
I've
work.
ever paid in my life this year. So don't talk about it.
Thomas, you're
you're under
Right.
whose
No,
you're
tax,
cutting out a lot.
whose tax policy are you underneath right now?
We're not under Trump's taxes right now. We're still under Biden's taxes. But Trump just got
Okay.
on office.
All right.
So don't
I'm
say
gonna
we're
help-
under freaking Trump's
Okay,
taxes.
I'm gonna help you out. How often do we pass tax
You can
reform?
help me out all you want, but last year's
How-
taxes was last year's taxes,
I know.
not this year's taxes.
I know. I'm trying not to embarrass you. How often do we pass tax law?
Almost every day.
hard for you, Thomas.
No, we pass a tax law every 8 years. Who
Say
was
what,
the last person
young
to
lady?
write?
Well, how old are you, by the way?
Why do you want to know how old a girl is on TikTok?
Because you sound really young and stupid.
Oh, I sound stupid because I've proven you wrong?
Thomas,
That's
Trump is the
crazy.
last
Sound like
person
you're
to pass
12
a
years
tax bill, and you sound silly right now.
You haven't proven anybody wrong on anything.
Thomas, Trump's the last person to pass a tax bill.
Yeah, that bill does not go into effect. That bill will not go into effect until the following year. I just
no,
paid
He's talking about
taxes on
2017,
last
buddy.
year.
Bub, I'm
And
He's
who
talking about
was president
2017
last
tax
year?
cuts.
2017 was the last tax bill passed, and it was
Yeah.
8 years long. We are still under that tax law. That was Trump. You're under Trump's tax law. You just
You're
complain
not under
about
that tax
Trump.
law. We are under Biden's tax law.
We are. So Joe Biden maintained.
Can we just go ahead and
Thomas.
pull up Trump's own words of saying that we're still under his and that he's looking to pass his new one?
Sure.
Pull it up and I'll pull up Biden's tax law.
Go ahead and pull something.
Thomas, Biden, Donald Trump passed the last tax law. Joe Biden continued the tax cuts for everyone under $400,000 a year. A handful of tax cuts expired for people making more than that, but as far as the brackets, the rates for all income earners across all income types, that's all Trump.
All right. Well, Thomas, I'm so sorry. Someone just paid to kick you. Be proud of it. Have a good day.
By the way,
And-
Thomas, I'm 31, but that was kind of creepy to ask.
Laney, thank you so much for the kick as well. We got a double kick on that one. Thomas, be ashamed. That's real bad. That's real
So
bad.
the TC, what is it, JA? That ends in 2025. So we can all be clear.
I mean, hey
What,
guys, how's it
Chris?
Yeah, it's really unfortunate that the guy got kicked because if you actually just go on the actual Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, PL 11597, the expiration date's like the actual month and the day, and 2025 is on there.
You
So-
can't listen. If you don't even know Houston, you can't even talk about anything.
You said I don't know Houston.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, he said because we didn't know that it was like
The
what
fourth
is it?
largest city.
Well, what's
Yeah,
funny
whatever.
is the person who paid to kick Thomas says he's like, I'm the only Thomas from Houston that matters.
Oh, I love that.
What's up, Thomas from Houston? Who matters?
Let's go, dude.
That's great.
Look at this all-star panel we got, chat. Love to see
We
it.
got the Texas gang heavy right now.
Yeah. You like how I got a violation for Thomas?
I was about to ask why you're 2.0.
Yeah, because of that.
You can get violations on this thing?
Yeah. Yeah, they monitor what we're
I
saying.
better wash my mouth. I'm a good person.
Hello,
I
Kath.
pray every day.
Kath, are you there?
Oh my gosh, I didn't mean to request. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Bye.
Bye.
Look at all these peoples. Look at all these peoples.
Well, thanks, guys.
Chat, don't forget to
Dude,
give all these followers a follow and send
Go
them
follow
gifts.
my main page because that's where I post most of my stuff.
Send them love and gifts and friendship.
Chris, did you get my message earlier?
Yes, and I will shoot you a message. Sorry, sometimes I got bad signal for economy, but yeah, 100%.
No, you're all good.
I'm actually gonna be up that direction in like a week or two.
Yay.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll all get together.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat goes, data, data, data. People vote based off their real life experience and what they see. What you're saying, what you're actually saying there is that you were swayed by a video or by what someone said who skewed the truth. And when we fact check that person, you don't care. You want to hold on to the feelings you had when that person told you that thing, such as Trump saying we have a wide open border, that they're coming in, they're poisoning the blood of the country, they're not bringing their bests. Some of them are rapists, some of them are criminals. And they have bad genetics. That's what you want to hold on to. You don't want to look at the fact that they're not statistically, and they are contributors, net contributors to our tax system, to our economy, in just about every way, shape, and form. But keep coping. It's all fear mongering.
Absolutely. Now, if you're MAGA in the chat, just type MAGA and we'll have a conversation with you too. Unless you're Thomas from Houston, then sorry.
Yeah, the
I
insane.
mean, there's the good Thomas from Houston.
Oh yeah,
He's
there's a
fine.
good one. No, he's fine. But if you're the creepy Thomas from Houston, you can't come back up.
Yeah, man, I can talk to almost anybody about anything, but when you start in on the it just happens to be a woman who sounds what do you say, young and dumb or
I
whatever.
sounded
It's like,
12. I was
dude,
like,
you're not even
I'm
even
feeling really
kind of
good about
hiding.
this, though. Listen, I'm taking it as a compliment because Pickles thought I was like 25.
Somebody asked
Well,
if I'm black. Yes, I am black. Trump supporters think that black people can go in and out of blackness during the election cycle. But I've been black for about 29 years, guys.
Goodness gracious, guys, we have 1,500 people in here. That is
That's
amazing,
awesome.
guys. I wonder if we can get the 200K likes real quick. Also, don't forget to follow me and give me words of affirmation.
Is that what you get in your DMs? Words of affirmation?
Some might call it that.
Us liberal beta soy boys are very sensitive. We need to be lifted up daily. If our mom's not in the room, anyone on the internet will do just fine. That's fine.
I get the nicest messages.
Yeah. Follow Pickles unless you can fist fight. Sorry, a phone call. Follow Pickles unless you can fist fight. That's nobody, so follow Pickles. Go. Do it now.
Hey, Pickles, you are worthy. You are handsome. You can do anything you put your mind to.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love you. You can drop
that.
me.
I love you too.
After meeting Pickles in real life, I can verify this is accurate.
I met Pickles in real life and I was upset because he never told me how tall he was. And that was upsetting.
Chad, how tall do you guys think Pickles
very
is?
short, and we're going to take a picture together, and I'm like to his armpit. And I was like, that's so mean of you not to say anything.
Someone guess. How tall do you guys think Pickles is?
Since meeting him, he's got to be like...
No, I'm asking chat. I want to see what they think. I love seeing how tall people think people are based on how they carry themselves. 6'4", 6'1", a lot of 6'4".
6'12", that's close.
7'1".
I like 6'12". 6'12" is metric.
For sure.
Yeah, they know. They know. They know now. They know. The cat's out of the bag.
It threw me off, that's for sure. I was like, what the hell? He's up there in the stratosphere. At least for me, I'm 5'5", so I had to like...
Yeah, I'm 5'4". I was like, okay.
I had to look up, yeah.
I don't think anyone knows how tall I am. We actually just recorded a Find Out podcast episode, and we're tasking our listeners to guess how tall we all are, because we all surprised each other when we found out how tall we were.
Because most of us are either sitting down and not standing up, so...
Right. It's more about the camera angle than your actual height.
So he's not a gherkin? Correct. We've evolved from cornichon to gherkin straight to Vlasic pickle. Parker Stall too, yeah. I want that hat. Guys, these hats are for sale on unfuckamericatour.com. I might buy them all and resell them to you.
There you go.
For double the price. Because capitalism.
If there's no ethical consumption in capitalism, you might as well get yours, right?
It's true. That's how I justify most things. in my life right now. The money goes to the tour, correct? Yes, I believe it does. At least sign them first, yeah.
I hope so.
No scalping the hats.
Scalping is crazy.
I've just played World of Warcraft. They don't call it scalping. Buy everything off of the auction house, sell it for double.
Hmm.
Pickles, what were you trying to get us to? 200 or 220? Because we're at 215 now.
Oh my god. Yeah, thank you guys. Donated a ground game today. Love that, Nurse. Love that. W Nurse. Put a pickle on it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's
The
dangerous.
amount of work that these individuals put in, with a tenth, 1% maybe of the resources of Charlie Kirk's organization, it's because they want it. We know it needs to be done.
Sometimes
Money goes to
people had
good
to,
use.
sometimes people had to call the Avengers into HQ, and that's exactly what we did.
Right.
Where's the next event at?
To be determined.
Okay.
But
Be determined,
someplace in the United States of America.
Yeah, we'll give
That
you a
was so
hint.
helpful.
It's a place Trump is terrorizing with his executive orders.
Mm.
So all of us then.
Yeah.
It's a place.
So not Mar-a-Lago. That's ruled out.
Not in Mar-a-Lago. Yeah, that's where he avoids paying all of his taxes at.
I'd go to a Unfuck America tour at Mar-a-Lago, though. I mean, I gotta say, I'd have
Yeah.
a booth.
That's a great way to get people arrested. That's a great way to get everybody there arrested that didn't vote for Trump.
I'd just wear one of those guns save lives or pews save lives stickers that they were wearing at Texas A&M. They would never know. I present as a straight white Christian dad from a red state. They'd never see it coming.
Someone asked if we're only going to red states. I would assume we're going to be targeting swing states the most. That's just an assumption.
The cities I've heard in the rumor mill are, places like Las Vegas, Madison.
Yeah, swing.
Michigan's always on the
Swing
map.
counties.
I just want to point out how I thought I found the most racist part in Texas. I thought that was Temple. College Station brings it out the water.
That place is crazy.
It really is.
I mean, Temple's definitely up there.
Yeah, Temple is. If you're black and you're going to Temple, good luck with that.
Someone said we need to sell merch. Guys, we are selling merch. This is the Unfuck America Tours merch. And I will have more merch coming soon. But I have one shirt on my website. It's the Go On Get. I have a Go On Get merch. It's right here. So
Yo,
you go
we
to-
need a bub. Freaking, we need a bub shirt.
I think a bub hat would be good too.
Oh, bub hat. I'd rock that all day.
Yeah.
If I buy a piece of merch, can you guys go get it signed by everybody?
Yo, anytime, Drill.
I'll go get it signed by JD Vance for you.
That would be much appreciated. I will buy a couch cushion cover, and I want that signed. Lubbock is the worst. I don't know. I don't know if that's worse than Temple.
Yeah, Temple, Derek and Temple and College Station just
Yeah.
both smell like systemic racism.
Well, I could do this for days, but I actually have a couple of things I have to do this afternoon. So, thank you for having me on here, Pickles.
Anytime, dude.
Thanks,
anytime. You're welcome
Rich.
back anytime.
And just
I'm
remember,
chilling, dude.
the world's a better place because you're in it, okay?
Same with you.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Love you
See ya.
back. What an awesome dude. Love Rich.
Seriously.
That was a good chill. That was a good hang sesh. I wish I would have hung out with him more in real life.
So when are you planning on coming up, Chris? Like a couple weeks?
I'll shoot you a text.
Sweet.
Hello, Kayla.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Going
Being
good.
black and you?
Good. Hey, I just read a couple of headlines this morning. Would you guys talk about his new executive order about he wants to roll that back so that women have to have like a male co-signer, like going back, I think it was like 1976.
He's
Was
attacking something that they included in the Civil Rights Act that made it, that was also amended in 1976. That basically he's going after any and all DEI, which just so happens collateral damage would be that women can be discriminated against when applying for loans or credit cards or something like that without their husband. And yeah.
Oh yeah, totally. And I just want to make sure that the women, because like my family is totally MAGA, and they're like, oh, he's always fighting for women's rights. Well, here's another sign, people, that he is not. So I just, I want you guys to kind of maybe touch on that so that people are aware that he's like sliding all these, obviously crazy executive orders under the table. And then also, what you guys is feeling that the Vatican is letting him come over there being a felon? Like, I think that is just really disgusting that they're going to allow him to attend that Pope's funeral.
I mean, especially after his vice president unalived him. So I mean, yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Hello. I wouldn't shake his hand. You never know. Well, at least JD isn't going, so. But I mean, I just feel like that he doesn't deserve to go over there, especially after he's been reprimanded for human rights and the way he's been treating people. So those are my like little points that, not if you particularly don't have to talk about it, but I just wanted to make sure people know what's going on. That's it. And I appreciate you guys.
Anytime. Thank you. Someone on YouTube goes, women can be discriminated against because Trump is removing discrimination. Make it make sense. He's making it to where it's no longer illegal to discriminate against women because they're women. And when in regards to loans and credit cards, yes. So if somebody were to just outright say, no, you can't have a loan because you're a dumb woman, you can make, that's legal. It's not illegal. You can't be sued for it, etc. Yes. That's what you voted for. Yellow?
What's up, dude?
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
For the purposes of this conversation, I hope you will treat me as one.
Okay.
I've been listening to you guys for a while. I'm a big fan. I am a centrist by nature, have been over 30 years. Which means, just for clarity, that means I only care about the Constitution and the middle class. So I get to fight with both sides, which is pretty awesome.
Okay.
Coming from just a little older generation, I wonder if I could make a request, and then possibly you could spread it to some of the other creators as well. And I'm hoping to talk with them too. But at this point, I don't think we're redirecting around to Project 2025 enough. Yesterday, you had a gentleman on with you, and thank you for your time letting me do this today. I'm going to vent a little bit and sort of just try and spread a little aged wisdom. My father was a politician for a long time. The gentleman on yesterday had a couple of opportunities to come back around with some really good info and let these people know that they are no longer necessary, because Project 2025, as you well know, sir, is a great percentage into being underway. And every time these people start to glom back onto the brigade MAGA thing, I think we're at the point where we need to be starting to remind them that that is not real. It never was. And they were just being used and now are being used merely and only to say those things. And the more we start pulling the rug out from under them, the more they'll realize that they're not any better or different than us. And that is what's important.
Yeah. There's also this great website, project2025.observer.
I know it well. I know
Yeah.
it well, and I spread it around, and they don't believe it. So, sir, I don't mean to interrupt you, but let me continue here on that point because it's a beautiful one. So, the proof is in their reaction when you show them this. And I just did a gotcha. I'm in a huge thread with a bunch of my Teamsters. I'm a union Teamster here in Las Vegas. So I have the opportunity to have these discussions on a daily, hourly, and sometimes minute by minute basis. I'm in threads with some of the greatest forklift operators on the planet. And these guys are constantly in a state of adrenaline and cortisol. So because of the nature of our jobs. So they're always kind of attaching everything to themselves. And just this morning, I found that website, did some screenshots, showed it to them, not in any sort of gotcha way because they hate that, and kind of went through it. And then finally they relented a bit when they come down and they're like, all right, Ray, so great job, dude. Now you're finally with MAGA. And that's when I got to say, you didn't know anything about this, did you? A year ago, when we were talking about Project 2025, you were simultaneously saying you didn't know anything about it, you had never heard of it, but also telling us there was a huge surprise coming and that the likes of which we never would have known, and that anyone who's not with MAGA, be it left, center, whatever, is about to have their heads spin. They had no idea what that surprise was. Turns out now it was Project 2025 the entire time. So that conversation ended with me getting to rub into their faces that MAGA never had any idea what was going on. They still don't know what's going on. For them to attach virtue to any of this is erroneous, and they are no better than us. And then we get to laugh, which is what we've been waiting to do for quite some time.
Yeah. Yeah, I had somebody tell me that Trump is smart for lying to us about Project 2025. That he did what it took to win, and that's the kind of leader he wants.
That's cool. I think, and that's a pretty sly way of trying to avoid not being lumped in with us. And that's all they're doing now. Because, right, what are we talking about here? So we're talking about identity politics. We have the proletariats versus the bourgeoisie. That's all it is. That's all it has ever been. Within the proletariats, we have whack-a-mole of factions. And throughout time, we've all attached things to our identity. Now, I'm going to talk about something you might not like, but I think the LGBTQ movement was an example of the same thing, an identity movement. And the proletariats in that faction were able to rise up in the whack-a-mole and do what we do when we can rise up, and that's make the other factions of proletariats we can look down on them. That's what we love to do. So I do believe we're in this, and historically there's precedent for that as well. Mustache Man was sort of on the side of the right because the left was doing some LGBTQ sort of things there in the early 1930s and the late 1920s that freaked people out. That's a separate issue. I do wonder why the left didn't see that coming and try and do something. That's in a separate issue, though. Here we are. So, with that, you still have your opportunity to lump that faction of identity politic proletariats in with the rest of us, because that, at the end of the day, is all it is. And then what is our end game? Proletariat versus bourgeoisie class war.
I don't know. I do believe that we were gaslit into defending the LGBTQ. No time during Kamala's campaign did she mention the word transgender, trans people, anything like that. Yet every time they spoke about us, they spent $217 million campaigning on the fact that we're trying to let trans women in sports with women or trans women in women's bathrooms. The big boogeyman was that, and that we're pushing it on the kids. Yet there's no legislation that we're starting or have introduced or passed that has done anything of the like. It's just simply, we're simply just where we are organically with accepting these types of people, and where we are with science, with knowing what these types of these things are, to diagnose these things, the best treatment for these things, and they're gaslighting us into defending the common sense of, hey, yeah, you should include these people, you should accept them. They're people just like us.
True.
Stop punching down on them. And
so
then they say,
so
hey,
true.
look at these people. They're, they can't define a woman and all this stuff. So this isn't something that the politicians introduced and had a big failure with. This is just something we were gaslit into defending because it's common sense to not punch down on minority groups.
I couldn't agree more. It's absolutely there, and we could have, and you know this, we could talk philosophically all day, and that's what they want to do. But Lee Atwater started it after Watergate, and then Reagan fortified it by getting rid of the Fairness Act. Now we've had Fox News for 40 years. I hear you say this all the time. It's a beautiful road you go down when you talk about that. It's directly tied to that. And so for 40 years, they've had these people whispering in the back of their ear. However, you just pointed it out, the leverage doesn't come politically. It's nowhere in the political market. They don't even need to look at the political market to find out where the leverage comes from because it's all been whispered in the back of their head. So they think it's equally as legitimate.
Yeah.
I mean, Lee Atwater, immediately after Watergate came out, he's the one that said, we need to get these people who have been pissed off since the Civil War. The Civil War never ended in the minds of these people. And Project 2025 proves that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So please, sir, that is my request today. I'll go back to my caves and continue watching you incredibly talented young people. But I would like to start hearing, with all of you, with all of the other guys, with the Unfuck, with all the stuff that's going on. Dean, Parker, all of them. Please talk to them. Please start coming around. It's time to make these people realize they are no different. They are no better. And they have been used. MAGA is not real. It simply is not real. Pound that into the ground, please.
Agreed. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, brother. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Woo.
Here we go, guys. Oh, Liam.
You allowed me to come up on your panel. You graced me with your presence.
Against my own best judgment.
Why would you go against your own judgment?
Desperate times, desperate measures, Liam.
Are you guys proud of your performance?
I am.
Pretty uneventful though, wouldn't you say?
Why was it uneventful?
Right. I mean, I'm just every chance that I get to exercise my First Amendment, that makes me proud.
I mean, I like to see what you guys bring to the table. I like to see.
Charlie Kirk guy, he didn't allow anybody to bring that to the table.
Exactly.
It was a lot more productive than January 6th, that's for sure.
No, I mean just how much support you had actually on campus.
I think if we had like months of runway, and if this was planned out month over month, and we did this multiple times, this is our first run, right? So when we do this again, we'll be twice as efficient. We'll know more about pulling permits on time and where to go, etc. Or maybe what we want to do more and how to pull our crowd. I think this is obviously the first of many things that are going to happen, but by no metric was it a failure. I went out there and I got to talk to people. I got to debate young people. I got to speak in front of young people. And I also got to stream the event from my channel. We had 7.2 thousand people watching at one point. You couldn't pay $100,000 to get that many views inorganically. There's no way. So yeah, that is well worth it for me.
But
I had fun too. It was a ton of fun.
You have to understand that you got to figure out how many of those viewers just wanted to see you guys crash and burn. That's not like all support that you guys had. You understand that, right?
By what metric? You're just looking at the crowd size or listening to the words we say? Because while they might be there trying to meme on us with the crowd size, they're seeing conservative college kids get dunked on fucking one after one on stage.
What I'm trying to figure out is...
Why you guys?
People like,
wait a minute. Wait, hang on, Chris.
Hold on. I was gonna say, hold on, just let me say one point, right? And then I was gonna let you speak, Liam. It's good to see you, by the way, regardless. So it's funny how people like older millennials said he never cared about this, but he's already on his 4th video about this. Like, I've never once made a video about him because I don't care about him. But yeah, he's very interested now. I have no idea why.
Why are
But
we talking about older millennial?
because
Right on the
he's
line?
your guy. Because he's your guy's
He's
like.
my guy.
Yes, he represents the conservative side of TikTok.
He's y'all's
I don't know.
biggest one.
I don't know what. I honestly don't know what he represents. You know what it is?
Yeah, that's you guys. Yeah.
No. That has nothing to do with it, dude. Okay. We don't come up here and hold hands like, we're not all individuals. All right. We push back on each other.
So you're divided.
The whole damn country is divided. What are you talking
So
about?
wait. So you're saying that the conservative creators are
Divided
divided.
we fall, right?
You know what? If you're gonna start preaching who's divisive, who's not, I just refer you back to Trump's fucking every holiday tweet he's ever made. I don't know what else to say. That
You know what?
That's
The
a win.
the one thing I would say, guys, in a whole, because I don't want to say that, that I would like to go deeper, but it ended up with Erica talking to her the other day. She doesn't really want to believe me and stuff, so she has it's like a mocking tone. But
Yeah, I was about to say, sorry, we're
Erica?
together. When you talk about one of us, we're a team, right?
Yeah,
so
and I
you
get
can
it.
address her, right?
well, I heard. So the only reason I brought this up is because she just said this in the chat. She said, "Go ahead and tell the lie, Liam."
Yeah, she's
You
right
love
there,
adding
right?
words. I
And
literally
what
said,
lie?
tell
What
the
lie
lie.
is it? What lie is it that I'm going to tell, Erica?
Tell the lie, because you haven't mentioned it yet. You were so proud to speak about it yesterday on my platform, but you haven't mentioned it once here in Pickle's space. Tell the lie about how you supposedly stopped us. You didn't stop a
Oh
damn
yeah.
thing.
He thinks he was the one
Tell the lie,
responsible for
Liam.
telling Kirk about us.
Can we get
Yeah.
an L Liam in the chat, guys?
It's hilarious that you guys think it's a lie, but you keep bringing it up because you actually see video
Keep bringing
footage
it up.
of me literally hanging out with Charlie Kirk and his entire crew. How do you
Liam,
get?
no one
Wait a
here
minute.
follows
With
you.
all of
No
that
one here
Wait a
has
minute. Wait a
ever
minute.
seen a video of you that means anything. No
Dude,
one
you're
ever visits your page, Liam. All right, you
I won't.
came onto my platform and you told a lie. You did not back up anything. So therefore, you're just a liar, liar, pants on fire. Okay, Liam?
Erica, you've literally sat in the chat and listened to me
In
dozens and
January,
dozens of times.
when
I finally
Isaiah
come to
and
your page
Santana were
one time.
there.
Listen, you can't even talk. You can't even have a back and forth right now. Yeah, dude. I've came into your live. Okay, what do you want me to say? I graced you with my presence or something once. It was my first time ever
Focus,
speaking to
Liam.
you.
Lock in. Lock in.
Freaking look at how good we look, by the way, Erica. Don't we look great?
You look fantastic, Chris.
Absolutely.
You're such a
What the
gentleman.
fuck?
You're such a gentleman.
Did you post the picture you posted with me, Erica, was like half a second. I was like, wait a second. Wait a
But
second.
everyone's picture was half a second. It was
No,
just the way the video
I had my
was
beefcake out and
formatted.
everything. I couldn't even screenshot it. Not
Oh,
that
man,
wasn't
you
tight.
said
That is a nice picture that you guys, by the way. I gotta say.
Hilarious.
Thank you.
Anywho, Liam, the thing is
No, but
though,
the thing,
is that
but the
you
thing is,
keep
can I
no, you
speak?
just said that I couldn't have a conversation. You stopped talking, now I'm talking. Okay? Please allow me to finish. Now, with
Okay,
that
like
being
you're doing to
said,
me. Go
oh
ahead.
my
Let's
gosh.
let's
Okay,
do the
Liam.
same
All
thing.
right.
Liam, let her finish, please. Thank you. Go
Thank
ahead,
you.
Erica.
Thank you, political mom. So, Liam, yes, I have watched your live before, and it was only because two people that I follow and adore were actually in your live. And that's it. And each time I always fell asleep. All right. So there's that. All right. And this was in January, Liam. No one's
Very.
been in your live. This was in January. All right. Do you want to talk about how you peaked in high school also? My gosh, like leave it alone. Let it go. You came into my space yesterday to tell a lie about the Unfuck America tour, which was absolutely wrong. You
Tell me
didn't
the
stop
lie.
a darn gone thing.
Tell me the lie.
You didn't stop anything. Okay, show us proof that you stopped the permit. Show us proof. Give us the
Oh,
proof that you are the one that blocked our permit.
Do you want it? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I'm recording this, by the way. I cannot wait for this. Oh, he
Because
said that
Liam,
he's
that's
the one that
exactly
stopped the perp.
Yeah.
Okay,
yes,
cool.
Chris. That's what he said last night.
You are
And
being
guys, I
recorded.
swear, if I did not detest editing, that clip will already be up, but it's gonna be up after this.
Am I active? Am I active on TikTok?
Well, you've been on here for so many years and like not grow a following. I definitely would not be active either. I've only had TikTok for 6 months before the election, and I
Hey,
still throw
Chris.
you at the water. Yeah.
Chris,
Yes.
I want you to show you what is a viral video?
You mean what is a viral video?
What is a
I don't know.
viral TikTok video? How many views? How many comments would you say is a big one?
Any video that goes above how many followers you have.
Yeah, that would actually you would consider that viral. Now, mega viral.
Yeah, no, I don't agree. Yeah, okay, mega viral. What's that?
Oh, I have I don't know, whatever multiples. I think the most views that I've had on one video was back when I was in business school. It was like 10 million. Is that considered mega viral?
Is this your main?
Yeah.
Do you have a video that has over 1 million views? on it?
Yeah. So if you go to popular, just filter it. It's one back when I uploaded a video back when I was in business school.
No. I'm talking about political video. Any
Yes.
recent videos over 1 million.
Yes. If you go to popular, the one I did when Blue Sky, right, first came out, right, to go rival X, yes.
And how long ago was that?
That's when Blue Sky first came out. So
How long- what year was that?
That was, you realize Blue Sky came out in 2025.
2025. You have a video. You have one video with what? How many views on it?
It's got like 1.2.
What?
Then can I let you know my other viral video since you asked, right?
Yeah.
There was one that came after that about the same Blue Sky that had 200,000. There's one I just uploaded right now. I mean, 2 days ago that has like 115,000 121,000 and climbing. Like it's not done with that. Then I have like multiple other ones that have like 60 to 70,000. So like
Why
how
does
many?
this matter, Liam?
Yeah.
So I have somebody up here saying, I don't want to hear about when you peaked in high school and the ad homs are starting all that.
Political.
And I haven't
gonna
been
be a
on
push-up
TikTok. I haven't been
contest.
on TikTok that long. I have multiple videos with over 1 million views on them. One of them has like 20,000 comments on it. So you
I'm
guys
glad that
can
defines
suck
your
it with
life.
that. Nobody cares about what
But
I
you only
say,
have 7,800
okay?
followers though.
I don't care about that.
That's
dude.
pathetic. You don't have a
That doesn't-
community.
It's pathetic. I
Hey,
don't
what
beg
was-
for
what were the-
followers. I don't beg for clout.
what
It
were
sounds
the-
like
Me
paid to
neither.
promote to me.
Dude, I don't
Yeah.
beg for Cash App. I don't do anything.
Hey, can
like
I ask
that.
a question, Liam? On those comments, were they friendly towards you or not friendly towards you?
It doesn't make a difference,
It
actually.
absolutely does make a difference.
To be honest with you, those being, if they were mostly negative, that would still be beneficial because it's still a
Well,
conversation.
I'm not saying it's not beneficial. I'm just saying that doesn't.
Engagement is
I
always
don't need
good.
my ass kissed by friendlies like you guys do, okay?
Liam,
I don't need to hold hands and walk in a circle and do kumbayas with my
I bet
friends.
if you saw my filtered messages, you would realize that.
Liam,
it's
do you
not
go
a
to
liking
church?
thing.
Liam, do you go to church?
Do I go to church?
Yeah.
I go to church with you. Yeah, you and I attend. So same.
No,
same
you do,
Sunday,
if you go to
Sunday
church, you
Thursday.
absolutely do go into a fucking. You do go into a what's it called?
A kumbaya.
Yeah, a kumbaya sesh and an echo
What is-
chamber.
what is-
Okay, so don't
No,
try me.
no. I'm not in a
Don't try me.
cult, dude. Okay. That's a non-denominational church where you can
I don't
worship.
care. You
Where you can
guys
worship
do-
the Creator as the way you want to
Yeah,
worship.
so
him,
you do
okay?
go to an echo chamber. Yes.
No, not really. No, I
Not
don't.
really. Okay.
You
Man,
read
what-
you read out of a biblical text, okay, that can benefit your life. Okay. You come to Christ on your own accord. That is solely
Hey,
up
shout
to
out
you.
to Trish
I don't
for
care to hear
sending out
more
the 10
about how
subs.
your religion. I'm just saying you do. That is definitionally an
Dude, I would
echo
like
chamber.
to say I would like to say this on that topic. When Dean was on campus talking to that pastor that had like the tattoo on his neck, you saw that video. I don't know if you were there, Pickles, or not, but I'm sure you saw it.
Dean has a
Yeah, he-
tattoo on his neck?
No, I said Dean was talking to a local pastor out of Texas who had like a tattoo on his neck.
Okay.
Did you see that? Okay, well, look at the video. I can't believe you didn't see it already. You were there, right?
Okay. What about it?
So my point being here, is at the very end of that conversation, Dean does a gotcha moment and shows him a dolphin fetus, okay, and says, "Is this a baby? Is this a child?" You remember that?
Yeah, sure.
I want you to know, in the world's view, especially on the conservative side, how disingenuous that shit actually looked,
Right.
dude.
You don't
And
know
then
the
he
difference between a human
like
being and a dolphin.
no,
Have
he
you?
ends up like a child, like apologizing to the guy, like, "Hey, bro, sorry, man, sorry."
This
not
is a
here.
lot of feelings.
Yeah, I don't need your. I don't need. I'm not your counselor. Have you prayed about this? Because I don't need to. This. I can't do anything with that
I have
information.
actually prayed about it, yeah.
Well, then
Okay.
keep doing more praying because it seems like you haven't coped very well.
But dude, back to the Charlie Kirk. You guys think that I don't have any credibility or whatever. Okay, I could give you. I'm not going to though, because I'm not gonna give
Because
you
you
the
don't
names.
have it.
I mean, we don't care.
No. Listen, I could send you a text feed from the guy that runs his whole entire
Then do it.
well,
Why are you
campaign that he's on. Okay,
feelings and shit?
about how
Do it.
listen about how I talked to Dan.
Liam?
And Dan, no, wait a minute. If I'm not going to be able to speak, you guys are just
You've
going
been
to
nothing
keep
but
talking
speaking, man.
shit.
You've been nothing but speaking, man. I've
You
been
have
trying.
been silent the entire
God,
time
bring
that we've been
another one
going.
up, man.
I joined like 9 minutes ago so I could say one thing, and you've been monologuing ever since. So I'm just like sitting here politely packing for
So,
a
like,
camping trip,
Liam,
waiting for a chance.
you have to demonstrate how he's like anybody in Portland, right? He's a West Point reject. He failed out of community college. Like a lot of us have done, things in real life more productive than what. Like you say that name, and we're like, okay, and
I don't. Yeah, I don't really need
Is
to hear
he a
your
celebrity?
grievances with people. We can just. You should argue points. And Trisha, thank you for the $5 just to annoy Liam. And if you guys want to kick Liam all the way, it's worth $5 out of the $40 kick poll.
So Liam, you're stoked you silenced free speech, right? From leftists.
You know what, dude? Listen, this is every platform I go on of your guys it's always like, hey, give me money and I'll kick Liam. And I'm fucking sick of it, dude. Seriously, it's a
You're a
joke.
cash cow, dude.
This
You're
is
a
what
cash
you
cow.
guys. This is
stop
what you
coming.
guys bring to the table, dude, and it's gross.
All right, hang on. Time out. Let me prove you wrong real quick. Liam,
You know what
you're
that
talking-
looks like,
No,
Pickles?
Liam,
it
time
looks
out,
like,
time
hey,
out.
I'm begging for money by
Liam,
this
I've
guy's
never,
up here.
I've never asked. I don't pay gate anything I do. I've never asked for subscribers. I've never asked for donations. You're talking about views and everything earlier and followers. So I do 100% positive left-wing takes on political topics on my channel. You can go check it out. I started this in August. I got 530,000 followers and 19 million likes on my videos. And if you scroll through the comments, I do. If somebody says something that's so bad that somehow it gets through the TikTok filters, I'll kick it. I'll delete it. But I don't block, I don't ban, I don't mute, I don't thumbs down. I let people go and have a conversation. And my comments are 99.9% positive and constructive. And it's not because I'm dunking on MAGAs. I'm not doing the dunk reels. I'm not doing the gotcha moments. I'm talking about real progressive issues with regular ass people. So if we're going to have this argument about we're disingenuous or whatever, and you're looking for numbers to back it up, I am a suburban dad in a red state, and all I do is talk normal stuff about politics. I just come from a genuine belief in progressive causes. And it is absolutely resonating to the point where now I'm talking to Pickles and we're doing stuff in this country together, which is amazing, that I have absolutely no business doing if you ask my imposter syndrome. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to get that out there. We're all just regular people doing our best work. And yeah, there's a lot of trash on both sides as far as the sound bites and the viral videos. But you can go over to my page and see over 20 videos that are all over 1 million views each. And you can watch every single one of them. I'd encourage you to do so all the way to the end. I won't ask you for money, and I'm not making fun of anyone or using any ad hominems. So just wanted to get that in there. Appreciate your time.
Yeah. I would also say, if you want to shame somebody for asking for money, I can just go to donaldjtrump.com, and this is the first thing that pops up. You can buy his merch, and you can still contribute. It's the very top thing. And you get a newsletter every week that is insanely worded that automatically tries to get you to opt into monthly or weekly donations. It's a predatorily made website where when you contribute, the default option is that it would be a recurring payment. And he also sends out polls that if you want to participate in, you have to donate. So spare me. If you don't like that type of behavior, you wouldn't be a Trump supporter. His hats are $50 too. Yeah, it's insane.
I bet you they're not made in America.
Unfortunately, I think his new ones are.
His new
So we
ones?
can't dunk on him anymore.
I just wanted the proof.
That was
Yeah.
the wildest
And
claim ever.
W. Lindsay for the kick. We had to kick Liam, by the way. W. Kayla, W. Matt, W. Trish for the contributions for the kick too. But yeah, God forbid I make a living trying to spread political awareness and teach people about misinformation that's being spread by our own government on a daily basis.
Pickles, you use Liam like they use trans arguments. It's just a cash cow.
I mean, hey, Citizens United, right?
Not disagreeing. I just love the irony.
Freedom of speech. My guess Trump hats might not have a made-in label anymore. Somebody said, I think it was yesterday, that his new hats were made somewhere in the States, and they pinpointed the state. I don't remember which one. Sent a Discord friend request.
I'm gonna look for it. But I'm gonna head out. But thanks for having me up. I will jump on your guys' panels. I'm back debating now, so.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm
Thanks for
about to
hanging
hop
out.
off too. I'm about to go lift some heavy stuff. So you guys
Okay.
all have a good one. Yep.
All right. You too, bub. All right. Who do we got? Little Red Lupe. Are you there?
Oh, no, that was an accident.
Oh, okay. I'll kick you.
Sorry.
His merch is designed in Oregon and made in China. Oh, wow. Hello? Does he?
Oh, hold on. Pickles, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even know I requested. I must have just been hitting it. Sorry, I was vacuuming and I heard you through my earbuds.
Oh,
But
you're
keep
good.
doing a good job, hon. How much are those hats though
Yeah.
that you're wearing?
How much are they?
How much are they? Mm-hmm.
Let's see. The hat is 35.
Oh, see, that's not bad. I'd wear it. Thanks, Pickles. I should.
Yeah.
Where do you get them on your bio?
I wish. No, they're on unfuckamericatour.com.
I
I'm
lost
curious,
you.
what do you guys think the odds are that Trump found a way to exempt his own hat merch company from his own tariffs?
Just tap it in comments because you're frozen for me.
But yeah,
The odds, I don't know over unders, but he definitely has.
Desi, I'm gonna drop you. I'm gonna get to the next guest. Thank you so much for coming up.
And Pickles, is it okay? Anything that you purchase from the Unf America Tour website, any merch that you purchase, it helps us to continue on this fight to keep making good trouble. So if you want a hat, a hoodie, a t-shirt, I think there's even a tumbler. All means go to unfuckamericatour.com/merch and support the cause. Thank you. Keep doing all the good things, guys.
Trump Slayer says made in China. There's a great article on Economic Times. Would love to see it. I also have a Cash App Venmo in my bio. If you guys are trying to support the stream, that's the best way to do it. Or consider becoming a subscriber. It's as little as like $3 a month. And becoming a subscriber is really good because I can gauge whether or not I have my monthly bills covered from doing this. So also be sure to gift and follow my guests. They are awesome creators on this app too. They make great content.
Thanks, Pickles. Someone in the comments asked, "Am I sick?" I don't know. I think I may be getting sick, but hmm, I just told him I'm not sick. I'm just unemployed.
Yeah,
That
I love how Liam was complaining about how every time he comes up, people pay to kick him, and that's how we make money. Maybe don't come up then, bro.
exactly. Maybe if you come up, try to actually be a genuine person. Like he's such a piece of poop. That's how I'm gonna put it. A piece of poop. As if I was talking to my child. He's a piece of poop, Pickles.
Poop brain.
Yeah,
Poop
poop brain.
poop face.
A poop butt.
Danielle Denise, thank you for the auto renewal. Nurse retired nurse, thank you for the auto renew as well. And dirty bad bloggers. Nancy, thank you for the subscription as well. Holy cow, guys, chill. Chill, daddy. Daddy chill. Oh, I need to change my goal. Still haven't gotten back to where we were before the TikTok ban. TikTok ban canceled everybody's renewal on their subs, and we nosedived. Make sure to eat lunch, y'all. Dolphin, thank you so much for travel in the U.S. Jeez Louise, Dolphin, thank you. Kind of missed your board. Why do you think following around Charlie Kirk will change anything? I think that his misinformation should be met and challenged at every measure. I think that if we could do it in front of his crowd and point out some of his hypocrisy and his lies, it would turn some people away, especially the young, impressionable voters at college campuses. I think it's really kind of gross and predatory. I mean, the most recent one I can think of is him convincing the masses that non-citizens don't have rights underneath the Constitution. Literally the most easiest thing to debunk. And he dug his heels into the ground and said it over and over again. And it's dangerous. Also, the first thing that he mentioned when he started his rally on Tuesday was who's ready for a third Trump term, literally priming people, planting the seed for them to be against an entire amendment of our Constitution. Un-American.
Yeah, it's
Gross.
very un-American. Two things. Shout out to GTX for the sub, and also shout out to Deb for sending out the 5 subs. Y'all are awesome. So W's in the chat or drop some cucumbers. I don't know what Pickle does over here.
Yes, love it. Thank you. Jordan Leon, thank you so much for the gifted. And GTX,
Awesome.
thank you.
But the thing is with the Constitution, and I have to talk about it every single night, is that people don't understand the Constitution, the law of the land covers everyone within the jurisdiction of the United States, citizen or not. So with that being said, if you are an undocumented immigrant or if you are a migrant, if you aren't a citizen, you have rights under the Constitution, the main one being due process. You're entitled to it. We all have the right to a speedy trial. We all have the right to be seen before a judge to plead our case. It's like, I don't understand how, Pickles, how have they actually convinced people that the Constitution is not applicable here? I don't understand it.
Every time that an authoritarian or a dictator has taken control of a country or a government, it's been in the name of national security. And what they've had to do the last few years is convince people that we're in such dire straits that national security is such a big deal right now, and that you should be scared. So that they're willing to go to any length, even as far as to go against the Constitution and give the leader powers that they didn't have before, consolidate power in the federal government, etc. Go against judges' orders, arrest judges.
That's why what we're
Oh my
doing
God.
right now is so completely, utterly critical, because they can't do that if 300 million people are going, get out of here with that trash. But if
That
they
is
can
true.
if they can make incremental progress, a little bit at a time, then suddenly people are going, you know what? I don't mind feeling safe. What's wrong with keeping our borders safe? And before you know it, they're saying, you know, maybe the troops in the streets aren't the worst thing if it's going to keep me safe. And then they're giving up their pew pews, and then there you are.
Yeah, and then another thing, like arresting the judge, even though she's a county judge, I promise you guys, this is the first step. They are going to use her as an example as to why they should basically stop the liberal left, to stop these left-leaning judges. With HR 1526, which is the No Rogue Rulings Act of 2025. HR 1526. She's going to be their test case for this. Exactly, Daisy. She's going to be their test case to where they can actually like prove that we need to stop these judges from acting because they're obstructing investigations. You know, they're what is it when you hide a fugitive or something? Like they're aiding and abetting, right? Like they're going to be using all of these buzzwords to convince people that judges are the enemies, and so that then they can pass. They'll get the Senate to pass because the House has already done it. The House has already passed HR 1526. It's now with the Judiciary Committee in the Senate since April 10th. And what they want to do is they want to pass this so that our district courts cannot um, impose injunctions that prevent the Trump administration from doing all of these evil, vile things that they're doing. Right? It basically wants to get rid of checks and balances, which is a cornerstone of our government. Like the founding fathers, they built this on being able to say, no, you can't go that far. Sorry, guys, you can't go that far because we just came from a monarchy. We don't want that again. And Trump is literally trying to take us to a dictatorship where he wants to centralize all this power at the seat of the president, and we just cannot allow that. So we have to act, and we have to keep speaking up. If we got to scream it from the mountaintops, we can't stop.
I absolutely agree. And I don't think the Senate will pass it. And that's because the Senate knows right now we're in this place where we've got a filibuster. They'd have to win a bunch of Democratic votes, or they would have to be so utterly brazen that they, you know, find some third way, which I don't think exists legally or definitely doesn't exist legally, but find some third way to get around that. And if they feel emboldened enough, then that's where they tend to go. I mean, that's why they pick these favorable battles. They thought they picked a favorable battle with Abreu Garcia. They thought if we pick a guy who's maybe is a legal resident, but we can say he's, you know, not a citizen, he was an illegal immigrant, whatever, all these lies. They thought that would be a favorable test case on deportations, on illegal deportations. And lo and behold, we have shut them down. And I just saw a poll as of this morning that said 42% of people believe that he should be returned to the United States. And only, I think it was 29%, which is basically the core MAGA, believed that he should be deported. And the other people didn't know enough about it to feel strongly. But we are winning the court of PR, which everyone said was an unwinnable battle over a deportation. We're winning it on Abreu Garcia, and it's made them look elsewhere. How else can we test the legal system? So we got to keep at it. We got to support the judges. We got to keep
Agreed.
supporting, keep being vocal with our members of Congress.
Hello, Chris. Are you a Trump supporter?
Yo, yeah, I am. I actually talked to you yesterday on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I am, yes.
Okay, what do you want to talk about?
Well, I was listening to all the stuff you guys were talking about, like Christianity and God and stuff. Yeah, I think you guys are gonna have a really tough time. Because from like conservative Christians' perspective, it's more about good versus evil. So like our beliefs, like morality, like you're the opposite. So it's like it's bigger than just like the prices of oil or who's charging who what. I think the bigger question is why are we fighting for Israel? Why does it seem, and you have the Mossad that pops up quite a few times in history, the JFK assassination. A few of those guys were working for Israel agents in the Mossad. You know, you got the whole Epstein thing that, you know, isn't coming out. I wonder why. You know, they say
Maybe
they're
because
working on
Trump
it.
is all over it.
You know, I don't believe that, but I don't 100% discount it either.
Okay, name another person who has more pictures with Epstein. Oh wait.
Oh, King Andrew.
King Andrew has more pictures
King
with
Andrew.
Epstein.
Wait, yeah. Wait, you don't know about this?
Prince Andrew. Prince
Oh,
Andrew.
Prince Andrew. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Prince Andrew. Bill Gates is probably the biggest one. His wife spoke about it. Like, it's on camera. That's why she divorced him. I think it's kind of wild if Trump is not a part of that.
So I'm seeing
That would be
about
crazy.
4 or 5 different pictures, and it's just him and Ghislaine Maxwell.
Oh, she's the worst.
Yeah, and the second one I see over and over again is him and Epstein, but he's very old. Yeah. There's about 3 or 4 here. We can go over Trump's though. He has about 300.
300 what?
Pictures.
Pictures of him with Epstein?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. I got to see those.
So connect this back to where you started, was just Christianity and morality, because I'm having a real tough time. I mean, I like bridges, but I can't even find one on this one.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, I'll just nutshell a little bit yesterday. I'm gay. I came out Southern Baptist Church. I was dragged out of the closet. Me and my boyfriend were both youth group leaders. They had a service about us. We had to sign a contract saying we would no longer come back. The pastor, who was a Russian guy, actually, it's kind of funny now. He was screaming at me, "God will not hear your prayers." Like, my mom wanted to put me on medication. Like I get it. Like, I check all the boxes. Fuck, I kind of lost track of my point. Sorry. Oh, with Christianity.
I was asking, tie it back to the
Yeah.
values, because like I'm expecting something pro Trump here.
No, actually, no, not pro Trump at all.
Got it. Keep going.
So I was spamming in the chat, just trying to get a call in. I was trying to be annoying so I can get called on, but I kept talking about Thelema and Jack Parsons and Aleister Crowley. They're like a huge piece of the puzzle, and I just actually started researching it yesterday. So I was staying up all night because I wanted to watch you guys again. Like, we don't have the same beliefs and everything, but I really enjoy
Chris?
your show. Yeah, I don't know.
Hi,
I just
Chris.
really
One
enjoy it.
moment, Chris.
Yeah.
One moment, Chris.
Yeah.
Pickles, if I may ask him a question, because I don't know where this is going. We're not building a bridge, a fort, a ramp. We're not building anything here.
Ooh, I'll
He
tell
said
you.
no, Chris, hold on.
Okay.
Pickles, he said he voted for Trump, right? Okay. So
Right.
I'm going to ask you this question then, Chris.
Mhm.
Why did you vote for Trump? And please be concise and cohesive so that we
Okay.
may understand.
Okay.
Thank you.
voted. No, absolutely. I voted for Trump because of money, economic purposes. I just feel like my change is a little strange, and it was a little bit better when he was president. And like, I want economy. I want to feel safe. Like, I noticed a huge change in crime just personally. Like, I was living in LA, then I moved to Long Beach, and it's just, safety and
crime is down since Trump first took office. When he first left office, we had a higher crime rate than when Biden left.
Well, I know that's what the statistics show. Like my mom watches KTLA, and they were saying that that was covering like all this crime happening, and crime is up. But then I watched the LA city council meeting with the mayor, and she said it's at an all-time low, and I'm just like, wait, what?
Yeah. So let me show you how this
That's not
works.
what I'm seeing.
Let me show you how this works.
It's not what I'm experiencing.
This is how people die, for instance. Okay, we got heart disease, cancer, road incidents, lower respiratory, etc. And then we have homicide. Okay, and it's just a slither. It's just a fucking slither, right? And this is how it's reported in the media. You see how homicide and T groups are just huge. They were overrepresented in the media. That's what you're seeing. That's called propaganda. That's what you're alluding to, is that you're seeing a lot of things projected in the media.
No, that's not what I'm saying. The opposite. I'm saying what I see in the media is not what tracks for me in lived experience. Like I'm living in these. I was homeless last year in LA, Long Beach. Like I saw it with my own eyes, and in like a matter of a year, like it was just so noticeable. And then even in LA, and just it's what I felt. So telling me that like crime has gone down, I just don't. Maybe that's, I don't know.
Let me,
That's a
Chris.
reach.
So you,
Chris, curious.
Go ahead.
Curious. All right. So I work with a lot of data, and there's qual versus quant, qualitative versus quantitative data. I don't know if you're familiar with those terms.
No. Yeah,
Okay,
I don't know
so-
much about data. I'm not the
Oh, you're
data
good.
guy.
You're good. You're good. And they're
Okay.
equally valid. They're equally valid in the minds of a person you're trying to influence. Qual is your experience. That's when you talk to people and you get what is your story. That helps you color the emotion of an issue. See if people have like strong conviction or if they're sort of wishy-washy.
Okay.
Quant is the data that you think of probably when you hear the word data, which is like soulless numbers that prove things, but they don't feel anything necessarily.
Yeah, that's what I feel. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So you're putting your finger right on it, which is great because it's such a good opportunity, for the 1,400 people who are listening to talk about this. The
No,
media,
100%. Like I was spewing my
Chris,
my
please let
theories
him
and stuff.
finish.
Sorry.
Let me
Let him
finish real quick.
finish.
Let me finish
Oh,
because
sorry.
you're not going to hate my point here. My point is that the media loves qual. They want to talk to the person who was the victim of the crime. That's what makes the emotional, heartfelt, tear-jerking story. But it's also what manipulates the crap out of people because it's not always aligned with the quant. Everybody knows somebody who's been a victim of a crime, or like, I heard this guy and he protected himself in his home when somebody came in, and that's why I'm support of 2A. And those are compelling arguments at the person-to-person level because we can empathize with them, but it doesn't invalidate the broader data and the background data, which is boring and dry and nerdy and easy to distrust if it just doesn't vibe with your heart.
Yeah.
That data either doesn't get reported, or it's like a footnote at the bottom. It's like, well, despite violent crime being down 47%, this person whose name is this just experienced violent crime, and that's the part that you remember. So it's a manipulation tactic at worst, and it's
Yeah, it feels that way.
it's a product of our media environment at best. And either way, it's misleading.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
So your observations are not wrong, and the background data is also not wrong.
Yeah, it's just there's so much out there, and even like the stuff that I believe in when I read it, like I'm not sure if it's true. You know what I mean? Like I don't even trust our own data. I don't trust your data. I'm kind of a crackhead, and I read through like JFK files and all that stuff. So much out there, and even like the stuff that I believe in when I read it, like I'm not sure if it's true. You know what I mean? Like I don't even trust our own data. I don't trust your data. I'm